17-year-old student Amanda Armas says classmate Regina Camacho, also 17, attacked her. Amanda is suing Regina for $5,000.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Your Honor, this is case number 455 on the calendar in the matter of Armas versus Camacho. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
This suit has to do with an assault.
That's correct.
And damages that you are asking for.
Yes.
For an assault that occurred about 2 years ago.
Yes, that's correct.
You were both in high school at the time. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you know each other in high school?
Yes, we did.
So there was a lot of gossiping. That's what this all started about.
Yes, ma'am.
And you went to her house.
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you tell me why?
There's just been a lot of hatred between me and Amanda, and it just got to the point where it needed to be stopped. Not stopped like what had happened, but we needed to talk about it, and what came out of it was a fight.
That's all very soft. Why was there a lot of hatred?
Just gossip, just talking trash about each other.
Like what?
Just basically, she would tell someone that she didn't like me or that. Your Honor, I never told anyone.
You mean she told people she didn't like you?
And vice versa. I did the same about her. We didn't like each other since like the 8th grade.
Good, so you didn't like each other. What caused you to get in a car and go to her house?
On Halloween, we were out trick-or-treating, and it was a bunch of us, and we started like joking about it.
Joking about what?
Going to Amanda's house and confronting her. And we ended up doing that. We ended up going to her house. She came outside, and we started talking about it. We started arguing back and forth.
Well, just a minute. Did you knock at the door? How did she come outside?
Two of my friends called her outside.
And she came outside?
Mm-hmm.
She by herself?
No, she was with a friend.
She was with one friend?
Yes.
And how many friends were you with?
Quite a few. I couldn't tell you exactly.
And how did you get close enough to her to get physical?
Well, my witness confronted her first and just said that we needed to talk about a couple things.
We needed to talk?
That me and Amanda needed to talk about a couple things because of all the problems that we had between each other.
Yeah. And then what happened?
And then I went out there, and we started arguing back and forth.
What do you mean you started arguing? Let's hear about it.
I asked her about the things that she was telling people.
That she didn't like you?
Right.
And what did she say to you?
She denied everything.
So, what was next?
And we just continued to argue back and forth, and then someone pushed her into me. And that's when we began to fight.
Someone that you were with?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you hit her?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't do that. You think that you were right?
No, I don't justify that, but there's only so much you can take from anybody.
So far, I didn't hear anything terrible. I didn't hear anything terrible.
When people are talking about you, it tends to get on your nerves. And
get used to it. People aren't always going to say, oh, she's lovely, Miss Camacho, she's lovely, she's sweet, I like her, she's the best thing in the world since, apple pie. They're not going to say that all the time.
There's people that are going to talk about you, yes, but when they constantly do it, it's going to bother you.
So it bothers you. It bothers you. There are lots of things that bother Bird. How were you injured?
I was diagnosed with a malalignment in my back, and I had a black eye. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. The black eye, yeah, I can take that, but I'm not the one that kicked you in the back. I'm not the one that sent you to the chiropractor.
Who did?
Someone that was with me, which later on became her friend.
But somebody that you brought there kicked her in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times were you either kicked or punched?
I don't remember. Everything went so fast, Your Honor, but I do remember it was repeatedly. Mm-hmm. If you'd like, I have x-rays here and also...
X-rays. If I could read x-rays, I wouldn't be here.
I also have pictures. that were
Pictures I
taken.
can read. You don't want to say anything.
Yes, I do.
Oh, God. She wants to say something.
I think it's a good idea, Judge.
Oh, please. Why don't you step up here? Tell me who you are.
Regina's friend Valeria Barca. I was there at the time when they fought. Told her
What do you have to contribute to this case, madam?
that she did not kick her in the back. I was there. I grabbed the girl off for her, and I was the one who broke them up.
Are you wonderful? Sit down.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
No, my daughter, she doesn't lie to me. She is very honest with me. I've taught her that.
Your daughter came home and told you exactly what happened that night, Miss Camacho, because the police were involved.
And later today,
On the way up there, she stopped at a liquor store, and all three of us were drinking up there. But
You're supposed to be the designated driver, not the designated drunk driver.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. High school student Amanda Armas is suing another student, Regina Camacho, for assault.
Is this your daughter?
Yes.
Could you step up here, please? What did you do to her after she did this?
When she came home to tell me that she had done this, I restricted her. I reprimanded her.
What did you mean you restricted her?
I restricted her for a month from going out having any social activities, and I told her it was wrong for her to have gone to this girl's house to do what she did. At the time that she did what she did, it was at the spur of the moment. She wasn't thinking. When she came home, she understood it was wrong.
And she came home and told you about it?
Yes, she told me right away as soon as she got home that night.
Did her mother call you?
Her mother did not call me. I had no contact from them until later when the police tried to contact us. They never did call us again. But I was more than willing to settle anything that they wanted.
That's not true.
Well,
No, because I never heard
hold
from
on.
you.
I'm curious to find out what happened with the police. Could you step up here? You're her mom.
Yes.
Did you report this matter to the police?
Yes, ma'am. Right away.
What happened with the police? Because this was very fuzzy in the complaint.
Okay. When the police came, the police had stopped them already once, but they didn't know what had happened yet. So when they came to my house, they told us, and we described them to the police, and they said, oh, well, we just stopped them. They were running. We stopped them and asked them why they were running. They said, oh, somebody scared us. Right.
Well, why wasn't this complaint ever followed up
It was.
by the police?
There is a police report.
But she was never arrested.
No.
They said that they contacted her father, and her father said that she had left Las Vegas
Right.
and got married.
That is not true.
I mean, it was very strange to me why the police never followed up on this assault. They certainly should have. That doesn't necessarily mean she's got to go to jail for 7.5 to 15, but
Exactly.
it certainly means that there should be some indication that this is the kind of activity she's involved with, because I'm looking at the smirk on her face, right? And it's irritating. So, Mrs. Camacho, they're suing for damages. Now your daughter looks like a perfectly healthy young woman, which means that she goes to school and she should get a part-time job in the afternoon in order to pay these damages.
She is working, Your Honor.
Good. Then she's going to pay for damages because she's responsible for the injuries to this young lady. But she is going, yes, you want to say something?
But her depression and her withdrawal from school, being afraid to go to school because she was constantly harassed, to where she, up
Just
to
a
this
second.
day, doesn't go to
Miss
school.
Armas, your mom says that you withdrew from school.
Yes.
Is that after this attack?
Yes, it was.
Why did you withdraw from school?
Because everywhere I walked down the hallways, they were always teasing me, always telling me things,
Or harassing her.
harassing me.
Who was?
Regina.
Her friends and her.
Oh, excuse me.
Just a second. Like what?
Asking me what I'm doing next Halloween, asking me how my eye was, asking me if my back was okay. Very
But in a smirky way.
sarcastic.
Yeah, sarcastic way.
So you dropped out of school.
Yes.
You didn't drop out. You
No,
changed
she
schools?
went independent study.
How had your grades been before?
I was an honor roll student. I have been my whole life.
What?
Your Honor, I don't believe that my daughter still continued to harass her because the
You weren't
harassment...
there.
She harassed
You
me
weren't
for
there.
years.
Because I know I wasn't there, but I know my daughter. She doesn't lie to me. She is very honest with me. I've taught her that.
Your daughter came home and told you exactly what happened that night, Miss Camacho, because the police were involved. If the police had not been involved, your daughter would have told you nothing. And there isn't a question in my mind that after this incident was over, they continued to make her life miserable when she was in school. She and her friends. But she started it, which means they destroyed what sounds to me was a very successful career in high school. Because socially, if you're taunted when you're in high school and if it's uncomfortable, you just don't want to go back. So your daughter's going to pay for that. And you're going to pay for it. If you're smart, you'll make your daughter make up the money. But they're suing for $5,000. And I'm giving it to them. Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Back to your right, please.
And now the next case.
Parties on Eastwood versus Orozco. Step forward, please.
18-year-old Maria Eastwood is suing her friend, 20-year-old Sylvia Orozco, for wrecking her car after a night of drinking.
Miss Eastwood, you and the defendant, according to your complaint, were out for an evening, doing a little drinking, partying, bar hopping. Is that right?
Correct.
She was the designated driver,
Yes.
and she wrecked your car.
Yes.
You want her to pay for the damage.
Yes, I do.
She says she gave you some money. Did you give her some money?
Yes, I have receipts right here.
How much did she give you?
600.
Actually, it's $750 because Carissa, my witness right here, she was there that night, and she paid for the impound because the car got impounded, and it was $175 or something like that, and I gave Carissa $150, so that went towards her car too. So it's $750.
Excuse me.
Talking about for the damage to the car. You gave her $600 for the damage. Correct?
Plus the.
I don't want to bring Chris up here. You look as if you're freezing,
No,
Miss Krista.
not yet.
Huh? Did you know you were coming to court today? Krista, hey! You think that that's an appropriate outfit to wear to court?
Yes,
Did you
that's
dress
what I did.
split, or is that the way you put it on this morning?
That's the way it is.
Better just sit right where you are.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
If you're going out with girlfriends and you're going to act like morons and drink, right? Take a cab. Take a cab.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Maria Eastwood wants her friend, Sylvia Orozco, to pay damages for her crashed car after a night of drinking.
Now, how much was the car to be fixed?
The total damage, Your Honor, was
I want to see the estimate.
$2,507. I have every estimate, everything that's been paid towards the car. I have pictures, my statement, the police report, the impound, everything that you can need is all there.
Now, you want to explain to me why you think you're not responsible for all the damage to this car?
Because I was doing a favor as to her because she got drunk, and then when they told me to go get the car, I went to go get the car, they left, they took a taxi cab somewhere else. I waited for half an hour in the area thinking that they would call me, they never did. So I drove her car all the way back to Carissa's house. And then from there, finally I got a page, and that's when I drove to get her because she ended up going home with some guy. So I went to go pick her up, and that's when I got in the accident. I was trying to get her because she was drunk, she was throwing up on the street.
Tell me about the accident.
The accident was, I was driving on 880, the freeway, and I was turning onto 101, and there was a car in front of me, and she ran out of gas, and it was raining really hard, so when I pressed on the brakes, I just kept going.
So you were going too fast to stop.
I was only going 15.
You hit the other car in the rear.
Yeah.
So it was your
The corner.
fault.
Excuse me, Your
So
Honor.
yeah, it was
What?
my fault.
I believe that Sylvia did tell me the next day that she was driving a little too fast, but I have no proof to that documentation.
Doesn't make any difference. She damaged your car. Now, what kind of car was this?
A 91 Geostorm.
91 Geo.
Correct.
Did you buy it new?
No, it's secondhand, but
And how much did you pay for it?
$5,500.
How many estimates did you get?
I only have one estimate listed in there, which is the body work.
Is your car currently being fixed?
Body work? No, I don't have the money to pay for the body work.
What did you do with the $600 she gave you?
Oh, she paid me 4 installments of $150, and that went towards the amount paid to fix the engine. When she wrecked the car, she wrecked the front end.
Clearly, there's a lot of damage to this car.
Yeah.
The estimate that you got for $2,500 is not outrageous, considering the kind of damage that they're that you did to
Yeah,
this
but
car.
I mean, she gave me the one estimate from the bodywork, which was $630, and she never gave me anything else after that. So I mean,
Did you tell her how much it was?
Yeah, she told me, but how do I know?
Things happen gradually. I thought when the car first broke down, it was towed to a shop.
All right, I don't want to go into it. Listen.
It's a long
Listen.
story. But if she was getting
But I
money,
mean, I
if
was
she was
trying
going
to
to
pay
pay
for
me
it. I
money,
got 2 jobs
she
to
should
pay
have
for
asked,
it.
Your Honor. She should have asked for proof. She should have. I offered.
I asked you proof, and you said you were going to bring it to me
do me a
when
favor.
you pick up
Jason,
money.
to be quiet, please.
Quiet.
I'm really
Thank
tired
you.
today. $2,500 based upon what I see. Usually, when you come to court, you should have 3 estimates, not just 1.
I'm sorry.
Do you understand?
This is my first time in court.
How long ago did this happen?
No, November 22nd.
23rd.
Were you pretty drunk that night? Right here.
I drank too much, past my limit.
How
I
old
know
are
my
you?
limit. 19.
How old were you then?
18.
You didn't drink at all?
I had some during when we first left. On the way up there, she stopped at a liquor store, and all 3 of us were drinking up there. But
You're supposed to be the designated driver, not the designated drunk driver.
I wasn't drunk.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
And how old were you then?
20.
Let me tell you something. There is nothing less feminine, less attractive than a young woman drunk. Nothing. Nothing that I could think of right away, anyway. I'm sure there are things
I
that are less
agree.
attractive.
Tell me about it.
Of course, it slits up into your navel is pretty unattractive in court. In any event, you were supposed to be the designated driver. You didn't do the right thing. You were certainly older than
I
she was
felt
by
like
a couple
I was
of...
doing the right thing.
No,
I
you
was
weren't.
helping
If you're
her
the
out.
designated driver, madam, you're not supposed to have any alcohol. Designated driver is the person who's not supposed to drink any alcohol.
But I wasn't going to be the designated driver because I have a restricted license. I knew I couldn't drive. I never said to her, yes, I'll be your designated driver. She just kept saying she wanted me to drive.
$2,500. She gave you $600. That leaves $1,900. Now, I want to tell you something. I think that because you own a car at age 18, you have a certain responsibility. And one of the responsible things that you have to do as a car owner is to make sure that the car is not used in an irresponsible way. And the only way you can do that, madam, is if you're not drunk. If you want to drink, take a taxi cab. You used your car. What?
I took the responsible action, and I decided if I'm going to drink, I'm not going to drive. I think that's a responsible decision at my age.
But you knew I
There are
couldn't drive.
55-year-olds that go out and drink and still attempt to drive. I knew if I'm going to drink tonight, I'm
But
not
she
going to
knew
drive.
I had a restricted license,
No,
so
I
why
did
did
not
she
know.
put it up
Hey.
on me?
Excuse me, I did not know. If I did, I wouldn't have.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You also gave her $150, is that right, to get the car out of impound? Nah. I'm going to give you credit for that.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Excuse me, that's included in the 600.
No, it's $750.
You gave me 4 payments.
I gave you 4 payments. I paid Carissa $150 for the impound because Carissa paid for the impound. So
Well,
that's a total
I
of
didn't receive that.
$750.
Just a
That's
second, but you had to get your car out of the pound,
Okay,
didn't you?
that's fine.
You had to get your car out of the pound. In total, if I were to find that she was responsible for the entire amount, she would have to give you $1,750. But I find that you were at least partially responsible for going out, getting drunk as a skunk so that you couldn't drive your own car. So I'm going to give you $1,500. Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Back door to your right, please.
Judge Judy will... 26-year-old antique dealer Dana Ferguson is suing her father, businessman Frank Ferguson, 61, for stealing antiques and artwork. Frank is countersuing his daughter for her latest unpaid loan.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 469 on the calendar in the matter of Ferguson versus Ferguson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Miss Ferguson, this is your father.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor.
And you claim that your father has some valuable pieces of antique and paintings that belong to you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And he said that he made a loan to you. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
One of many that he's made, but the last loan was for $2,000. When was that made, sir?
That was made on May 23rd, 1995.
And that these things were given as collateral for that loan.
No, Your Honor.
Is that right?
That's right.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So why don't you tell me how your father came into possession of your things?
I had purchased a home, and I rented a truck. The truck broke down. I took care of an elderly stroke patient 6 days, 6 nights. I was out of time, out of desperation. I had rented trucks many other times.
Come on, just let's get to it, please.
I'm sorry. Anyway, I asked him. He agreed.
You asked your father?
Yes.
To help
He owns
you.
a trucking company. He agreed. I never saw my things again.
That's not what you say in your complaint, madam. That's not what you say in your complaint. You don't say that you didn't get any of your things. You say some things were missing.
The things that he took from his truck, I never received.
You want to respond to that, please?
Yes, Your Honor. I own a trucking company. Dana lost her house in Woodland Hills, or Agora Hills, she got thrown out. She asked me to store this material. I had stuff in my warehouse for over 3 years. She bought a house after she had a settlement. I sent 7 loads of her stuff. I give her a little Toyota pickup truck to take a walk through my warehouse, to take anything that she thought was hers.
How much after the move did she come to do the walkthrough and you sent 7 loads of stuff to her house?
It was within weeks.
And how long ago was this?
Oh, this was 2 years ago.
Is that when you moved?
No, Your Honor.
When did you move?
I moved in October of 1994. He
Okay,
continued
just a
to
second.
Put me off.
Just a second.
I'm sorry.
1994
Yes, Your
is
Honor.
when this happened. So we're now talking 4 years ago almost, right? 4
Yes,
years.
Your Honor.
Now, he says that he stored stuff for you.
He did not store. There was never permission to store. I never...
He says that he sent 7 loads of stuff to your house.
It never came to my house.
Just let me understand this. This happened in 1994.
Yes.
Right. Now, when did you borrow $2,000 from your father?
I borrowed money from him on May 23rd, 1995. I was under the impression he would still relinquish all of my items to me. I had no inclination that he would ever. What father
What did
would
you need?
steal
Hey,
from their daughter?
just a second. He's not suing you. You're suing him.
No, what father would steal from their daughter?
I'm not sure whether he did. What I want to know, madam, is why, if he had your stuff in 1994, and you didn't get your stuff in 1994, so you were angry, I assume, right?
You know what? I wasn't angry. He kept telling me that I would get it. He couldn't get a truck. I kept offering trucks. It was like one excuse. You don't know this man. One excuse.
Well, I don't know him, but you know.
another.
Listen to me. I don't know him, but you know him well enough. You borrowed
I
another
didn't
$2,000
know him like
from
that.
him. Tell me about the $2,000 that you borrowed from
Well,
him.
he must have trusted me to do that. I trusted him.
Miss Ferguson,
I trusted
why
him.
did you borrow $2,000 from him?
I borrowed it out of necessity.
Well, for what? What did you tell him? Tell me about it. You called him?
I called him. He said he's going to need more copies of my appraisals of my pictures. He wanted something else as collateral. He said that what he had.
Just a second.
He
We didn't get to the
to.
collateral yet.
Okay.
You called him up and said, I need money.
Right. He said.
Well, tell me about the conversation, madam, slowly.
Okay, I'm trying to.
Called him up and you said, I need money. Right? And did he ask you what for?
Yeah. Yes.
And what did you say?
I said, well, after purchasing my home, I was in between jobs. May I borrow this? When you give me the rest of my stuff, I will, if I need to sell it, I'll sell it. Because he had everything I owned. But I trusted him. He's my father. What reason would I not have to trust him? I wouldn't lie about this. There's no reason for me to. He's taken my whole life away.
I'm still not following your story, madam. You want to tell me about this?
Okay, it's not the first time she needed money. she's an older lady now. I figured she needed responsibility. Last time she needed money, she needed $3,500. I told her to go to her attorney that she's handling the case. I'll give her the 30. She had a suit for damage. She got hurt in an accident. I love this girl terribly, but I want her to grow up and take responsibility. So I says, I'll give you the $3,500, but you've got to make sure I get it back. I have young children. I've got to make sure they're provided for. The court case was settled. I got my $3,500. Everything was fine. I get a phone call. She said, Dad, I need money. I can't make my payments on my house. I need $2,000. I says, Dana, I will not give you any money unless I have something in collateral. By this time, I had nothing. So I met her at this restaurant. I was with my nephew and one of my children, my younger ones. Let her make the note out. I give her the five $100 cashier's checks plus $1,500 in cash. She went out to her car, unloaded the stuff in the
Unloaded what stuff?
Stuff. I mean, she had a statue, some paintings rolled up. I had that as collateral. I didn't even know if it was worth anything. I just said I want her to have responsibility. I can no longer just give her things. She has to take responsibility.
Okay. Good. Stop playing with the papers.
I'm sorry.
Stop playing with papers.
Pardon me.
A couple weeks later, she calls me up. I have to have my stuff. I've got to sell it. I said, Dana, you've left it for collateral. You've left it for collateral, honey. You've got to take responsibility.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I'm humiliated by him. How embarrassing to have a father like this. I can't even walk into an art gallery anymore.
And later today,
it has cuffs, and so where I threw up was on this side, but when they dry cleaned it, they uncuffed it. Some throw up was still here.
How lovely.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dana Ferguson claims her father stole antiques and artwork. He says the pieces were collateral for a $2,000 loan.
I was at Lake Mead 4th of July weekend. All the families invited. All my daughters and my youngest daughter came up. Mark and his fiancée was there. She got sick, and they went home early. I get a phone call that Dana, her boyfriend, and his boyfriend's mother broke into the house.
Who did you get a phone call from?
Mark.
Mark, step up here. Okay, you're out on this trip. Is your father?
Yes.
My stepfather.
Stepfather?
I was on vacation at Lake Mead.
You went home early.
Yes.
And what happened when you went home?
The next morning, we were home, received a knock on the door. It was Dana, her boyfriend. She wanted to come into the house and get her stuff. I said, I know nothing about this. My stepfather, Frank, was on vacation. You'll have to wait until he gets back. I tried to close the door at that point. They pushed the door in, pushed me to the ground, roughed me up a little bit, came in and started taking things. I yelled at my fiancée to call the cops. She did. They came. The cops stopped them from taking the stuff, and they left.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Your Honor, it's twisted.
Did you go to the house?
Yes, after I was told everything was sold.
Just a second.
To
I don't
prove
care
it
what you were
wasn't.
told. Did you go to the house when your father wasn't home?
Yes, I was instructed to do so by my mom.
I don't care what your mom told you.
I know. You're right.
Police were called?
I wanted them to arrest me because then somebody would defend me. Somebody would have seen that all my things were there.
Listen, I believe your father, madam. I believe your father that he lent you $2,000. You acknowledge that he gave you $2,000 and he took things as collateral.
Have you seen the note, Your Honor?
What note?
This is the note. It only states 2 items.
Let me see.
And here's what he sent me only 2 months later. Okay.
Okay. This says that you have 2 items. Mm-hmm. So as held as collateral. And do you still have these 2 items in your possession?
She broke into the house and took one of those 2.
Which one did she take?
The statue.
Is that the bronze?
Yes.
Your Honor.
Mother and child?
Yes. She only had one of those.
Your Honor.
And the other one is an Erte?
Yes. I had it at the time.
Okay.
Luckily, the police made her put it back.
Your Honor.
What?
The van was searched. Everything was taken out. I wasn't allowed to, nothing was relinquished back to me. Nothing. I didn't receive anything. I didn't take anything out of his house. I never asked for anything that belonged to him. I was willingly going to give him that $2,000. I had asked him, please allow for me to give you the $2,000 so I may have everything that belongs to me.
So why didn't you give him the $2,000?
Your Honor,
Who are you?
my name is Oscar Dustam. I'm a witness.
What did
And
you say?
He never wanted to collect the $2,000. My family and I collected the money, and at that time, I spoke to Dana and tried to get in touch with her father, and he refused to get her things back.
Just a second, sir. Did you ever have a conversation with him?
No.
So you were going to get $2,000 and give it to her?
Yes.
But she never gave it to her father?
No, he refused.
Well, did you hear him say, I refuse?
Over the intercom, Your Honor.
Are you her boyfriend?
It's on a tape.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I'm her boyfriend.
Are you the one who broke into the house when he
I
wasn't
did
home?
not break into the house, Your
Never
Honor.
broke in.
Are you the one that went into the house to retrieve property?
No, Your Honor. I stepped into the door, and by the time this gentleman, the stepson, came, he was feeling bad, and he came and he tried to push us back, and everything started just going
Just a second.
chaos.
Just a second. What right do you have to be in his house?
I was not in his house. I was at the door with her.
What right do you have to be in his house?
I was permitted to come into the corridor.
By whom?
By him. He allowed me, he opened the door and allowed me in. And once I was in, then he came after me.
What were you going there to do?
I had my box with all of my receipts, and I said, please, just give
You were
me
going there to take property.
to take what belongs to
You
me.
were going to his house
To take
when
what
he wasn't
belongs
home
to
to take
me.
property. Is that what you were doing, madam?
There was somebody in the home. I would have...
Listen. Here's baloney.
Can
Listen
you
to me.
see my certificates?
I don't want to see your certificates.
He victimized me because he knew he can get away with it.
I
He's
don't
done
believe
this to a number of people. You don't know this man.
I don't know him, and I don't know you.
unfortunately, I know
Hey,
him now.
listen to me. I don't know him, and I don't know you. All I know is the story that you're telling me doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. And common sense usually is right. It doesn't make sense that your father, who you asked for help, took your property and stole it. And after he stole your property, you called him up and asked him for money. He lent you money, and he wanted collateral. And you gave him collateral, and then when he wasn't home, this makes sense, when he wasn't home, you, your boyfriend, and your boyfriend's mother went into the house without his permission.
Everything was there, Your Honor.
It was there. I described everything I owned.
We didn't even have to go into the house.
I
Everything
thought
was-
you said, sir,
No.
that you
You wouldn't have
listen
had
to
to.
me. How could you stand there and tell me, sir, that everything was there when you just told me 2 seconds ago that you never got past the front door?
Please
Everything
don't make
was
him right
hanging
again.
on the walls. Your Honor, you can see pictures of her.
I don't know what this is about. I don't know the history of this family. Clearly, it's a pathological situation.
I would never lie, Your Honor. These things belong to me. I don't want what doesn't belong to me. I never asked for what doesn't belong to me.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
She doesn't have to have your coat with your DNA on it, right?
Yes.
You have the coat with your DNA on it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dana Ferguson claims her father stole antiques and artwork. He says the pieces were collateral for a $2,000 loan.
According to your father, has always been this way. Is that right?
No, Your Honor. He'd been through therapy.
What about you?
I had to.
For a long time?
On and off. Yeah. But nothing to, because you have this as a father, of course.
Listen to me. If you have this as a father, and if you've been in therapy for years because you have this for father, you don't call and ask him for money. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Well, you know, there comes a time you got to stand on your own 2 feet,
You're
madam.
right.
You're
I bought my
absolutely
own
right. So
house.
you got to stop.
I moved out when I was 18. I was the only one with a relationship with this man.
Well, you don't have one anymore. It's too bad. I am not convinced,
too
madam, that he
bad.
stole your property. And, sir, You have the collateral.
Yes, ma'am.
Do what you want to do with it. That's all.
I sold it to pay the doctor bills.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This is so wrong.
We are.
You didn't win again. You scum. I thought there would be justice in this world. I really thought somebody would come to my aid. There's a day it's going to come, and he's going to have his day. And I'm so sad. I've lost everything that I own. I'm humiliated by him. How embarrassing to have a father like this. I can't even walk into an art gallery anymore.
And now the next case.
Parties on Moffitt versus Scott. Step forward, please.
18-year-old nursing assistant Tina Moffitt is suing her cousin, 26-year-old Cotilia Scott, for ruining her fake fur coat.
This is your cousin?
Yes, it is.
You borrowed her coat?
Yes, I did.
And you got sick all over it?
Yes, I did.
Why? Drinking or just sick?
Drinking.
So you drank, you got sick all over her coat.
Yes, ma'am.
You want a new coat.
Yes.
And how much did you pay for the coat?
I paid $178.46.
And when did you buy the coat?
My fiance bought the coat. On the paper it has October 27th.
When did you borrow the coat?
January 17th.
All right, so Miss Scott, why don't you tell me why you don't think you're responsible for buying her a new coat?
Well, first of all, when I borrowed the coat from her, I went out, had too much to drink, I got sick. The next morning, I took the coat to the cleaners. I had it dry cleaned. It should have been fine. I picked the coat up, and it has cuffs. And so where I threw up was on this side, but when they dry cleaned it, they uncuffed it. So when I inspected it and rolled the cuff back up, some throw up was still here.
How lovely.
And he said, if you give me a couple of minutes, I'll take care of that for you. And so I said, okay. And so I waited a few minutes. He gave me the coat, and I looked at it, and I'm like, well, it's wet. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I just steam clean it, and when it'll dry, it'll be fine. So I said, fine. So I pulled the plastic down, and I drove the coat to her. She called me later at work, and I never looked at the belt. It's kind of a rope belt. She was screaming and yelling. The tassels were unraveled, and this side of the coat had dried, and it was all matted and clumped together, you know, like fur was missing.
All right, that's more information than I have to know.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You borrowed the coat.
Yes.
Why did you borrow her coat? Did you like it? You were going out someplace special?
Well, where I was going, I have a coat. It's an expensive name brand coat that I left for her to keep while I borrowed her coat, which was more of an evening coat.
So you borrowed her coat because you liked it?
Yes, ma'am.
You just bought it. See that coat?
Right.
I didn't ruin the coat. The cleaners ruined it.
Listen, go take it up with the cleaners.
Okay.
She doesn't have to have your coat with your DNA on it, right?
Yes.
You have the coat with your DNA on it. Right? Do you have a problem with the cleaners? You go to the cleaners and say, you ruined my coat. Because in actuality, Miss Scott, it is now your coat. Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $178.46. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Step forward, please.
46-year-old teacher Leslie Machman is suing her daughter's best friend, Melissa Nelson, for back rent and an airline ticket. Melissa is countersuing for damages to her car, bed, and cowboy hat.
Order. All rise. Quiet, please. Your Honor, this is case number 444 on the calendar in the matter of Hotchman versus Nelson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir.
Miss Hotchman, according to these papers, you've known the defendant since she was in kindergarten. She was a friend of your daughter's.
That's correct.
Daughter's name is Jennifer.
Yes.
See, I read papers. And there came a time when you decided that you were going to let her rent a rental house that you had, along with your daughter and a third roommate whose name is Ben. Do we have a Ben here?
No.
So the three of them were going to live in this rental property that you had.
Yes.
And you moved in
Yes.
with Jennifer and Ben.
Correct.
But your daughter Jennifer was a slob.
Yep, sure was. Still is.
Was and is. And so you evicted her. Told her, go find someplace else to live with your cats.
Or clean up.
Or clean up. Good for you. How many cats did she have?
3, I think.
And 2 dogs. And 2 ferrets.
Anyways, that left you and Ben in the house.
Correct.
And there were some problems, but whatever the problems were, you say that she owes you some rent.
Yes.
Because you moved out. Right?
Well, she evicted me.
Because you weren't paying the rent.
Correct.
And in addition, you were all supposed to go on some sort of a trip, skiing trip. And
Yes.
you purchased airline tickets, and you would promise to pay her if she bought you a ticket. Were you going as a family?
Right.
So you purchased a ticket, and she didn't go.
Right.
Well, that's not exactly how it happened.
I understand that.
Okay.
So that's what we have. We have the rent, and we have this airline ticket. How much in rent do you say she owes you?
$639. That's subtracting what she paid.
Okay, so she owes you $631 in rent. And how much was this airline ticket?
$262.
And you couldn't get the money back?
No, it's a non-refundable ticket, but it's a reusable ticket.
Oh, do you have the ticket?
I have the, this is from, it's an e-ticket from United Airlines.
Okay, that's an electronic ticket.
Yeah, so she can use the ticket some other time.
All right, let's first, she acknowledges that she owes you some rent, which is why she was evicted, but I want to hear about this airline ticket.
We go to Vail every year as a family, and my daughter Jennifer was going along with my son and another friend of ours. And so when Melissa was moving in latter part of August and September, you know, Jennifer says, well, gee, can Melissa go too? Because we've been skiing for the last 10 years, 15 years, whatever, together. And so I said, sure, that's great. Well, Melissa had just started a new job, and she says, well, yeah, I want to go, and I'll pay for it, but I can't pay for it right now. I said, okay. I mean, I've known her since she was 5 years old, so I have no reason to believe that she wouldn't follow through and pay what she said she would. So I agreed to go ahead and get the ticket. That way she could fly on the same plane with us and everything. Well, when the controversy happened with my daughter moving out, then there was this, I'm going to go, I'm not going to go, then Melissa, I'm going to go, I'm not going to go, back and forth between the girls. And I'm not sure at this point in time who finally made who caused the both of them not to go, because it was a controversy between Jennifer wasn't going to go, she was mad at me. Then she said, yeah, I will go, but then Melissa said she already said she was going to work, and back and forth. And I told Melissa, I said, the bottom line is the ticket is yours in your name, and you can use it again some other time. It's not refundable, but it's a reusable ticket. And she still owed me the money for it. I mean, I can't use it. It's not in my name.
What she's saying is not far from what you say in your answer, well, Melissa. You keep shaking your head no. You agreed to go on the trip.
Yes, I did.
And then your friend Jennifer, her daughter Jennifer,
right,
was annoyed with her mother because her mother said, get your cats and your ferrets and your dogs out of the house because you're making my house a pig pen. And so she's mad at her mother.
Right.
She says, then I'm not going on the trip with you.
Correct. Well, when she said that, then I had taken a week off work. I wasn't going to take a week off work, so I then told my boss that I could, in fact, work and to please put me back on the schedule. Well, then Jennifer changed her mind, and I couldn't then go to my boss and say, oh, by the way, now I've changed my mind, so can you take me off the schedule again? And Leslie had told me, don't worry about it. I know it's Jennifer's fault that you can't go. I wasn't going to go if Jennifer wasn't going to go. And then when I couldn't go, Jennifer had then changed her mind and said she wanted to go. But then when I wasn't going, Jennifer wasn't going to go.
Melissa, who's the innocent? Who's the innocent person?
As far as what, ma'am?
As far as this whole scenario. You wanted to go on a trip with them. You said, please pay for the ticket because I want to go, but I can't pay for it right now. Is that what you told her?
Originally, yes.
Yeah. So she bought the ticket. She's out the money for this ticket, $262. Then you and your friend and everybody else got annoyed, right? Your friend got annoyed. She wasn't going to go. You weren't going to go. There's only one innocent person. That's her. She's out $262.
It wasn't my fault that they got into a dispute and Jennifer then changed her mind. Was I going to go and ski by myself?
Why not?
Would you want to go and ski by yourself?
Listen, let me explain something to you. I don't go on top of a mountain where it's 4 degrees below zero, where I'm petrified to get to the bottom of that mountain, when I could be at the bottom of the mountain, sitting in a lodge, drinking a large grog. So I don't go on top of a mountain. I wouldn't ski by myself, and I wouldn't ski with the whole Coxie Army. That doesn't mean that you can't go skiing by yourself. You can go skiing by yourself. You never know who you'll meet if you go skiing. Right? Ooh. Lots of nice people go skiing.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
But look at the brim. That's what the main concern is here. It's completely lost its shape.
You better get a life, madam.
And later today,
You were hitting him in the head with the basketball. So he can either react or he can walk away. He chose to react.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Leslie Machman wants her daughter's best friend, Melissa Nelson, to pay back rent and the cost of an airline ticket. Melissa wants damages for her car, bed, and cowboy hat.
She was nice enough to buy your ticket. You owe her for the ticket. Now, I'm going to get to your counterclaim. Your counterclaim because you say she damaged a lot of your property.
Correct.
So you tell me about the damage to your property.
Well, in the whole moving process, she broke into my bedroom and took it upon herself to pack all of my things when I was at work. Called me, left a message on my voicemail saying, "It's trash day today and the scavengers are out. I suggest you come and pick up your things off the driveway." When she was moving all of my things out of my room, she crushed my cowboy hat and ruined this one as well. I have receipts for both of those.
What do you mean she crushed it?
Well, I keep them, I love my cowboy hats, okay? I keep them in these sweater boxes upside down like they're supposed to so they don't lose their shape. She took the sweater thing out of my closet and put it in a box and crushed them. I can't wear that, nor can I wear this. It's got creases. People would laugh at me if I put this thing on and wore it. They would laugh at me.
Bird, would you get me the black hat,
Would
please?
you? I mean...
Would you get me the black hat, please?
That's... And this one, too.
See that one.
This one has creases all over it.
Oh, God.
And it's completely lost
God,
its shape.
you better go to the doctor. It's got creases all over it. Just a second.
Doing a good job there,
What?
Judge. Doing a good job.
What?
But look at the brim. That's what the main concern is here.
Oh,
it's completely
God.
lost its shape.
You better get a life, madam. Just a second. Bird, would you do me a favor? Sure. Give her back the hat.
Sure.
Thank you.
And then also she was painting the house. Her and her son were painting the house. And in the process of painting the house, the wind apparently was blowing a little hard that day and blew overspray all over my car, all over my brand new car that I just got a couple of months ago. So now I have little white specks of paint all over my car. And I took it to find out how much that would be. So
Does
I have a
the
receipt
car
for that.
thing have any ring of truth to it?
This is the first I've heard about it today. I didn't know anything about it until today. This or the cowboy hats.
I just fixed the cowboy hats.
Ma'am, no, seriously? This is a $189 hat. This is not fixed at all. I cannot wear this hat.
Just a second. Who paid $189 for it?
I paid $189 and I have a receipt for that.
Just a second. How dare you pay $189 for a hat and not pay her rent?
I've had this
Just
hat.
a second. How dare you pay $189 for a hat and not give her the money that you owed her
The
for
hat
rent?
was purchased long before I ever even moved into the house. I've had this hat for a long time.
How long have you had the hat?
I can tell you exactly. I have a receipt.
Yes.
2397.
How long did you live in the house?
4 months, 5 months, maybe.
August. She moved in the latter part of August into my house and then moved down the street.
I lived in her house before I moved into the dungeon because we had to get the old roommates out.
When you said you lived in her house, you had a room in her house?
Yes.
Did you pay rent?
No.
How long did you live there?
A couple of weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
How long did you
About
live?
3 weeks.
And she just let you come there because she's fond of you?
Yeah, I would imagine so. She was out of town. She was on a cruise.
What difference does that make?
Oh,
It's her house.
Okay.
$631 for rent and $262 for the ticket. Just bought yourself an electronic ticket. $893 is what you owe her. Is that right, Bert?
That's absolutely right, Judge.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $893. Your counterclaim is dismissed. It's nonsense.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's very sad that I mean, she's like a second mom to me. It's very sad that it even came to this.
I feel really bad about this because she is like a second daughter to me, and she pushed me to a point where I had to move her out of the house because I had to rent the house to somebody else.
My mother would never even think to do this to her daughter.
By the way, I didn't know anything about the hats. I've never seen them before.
And now the next case.
Parties on Bolotalo versus Delalo. Step forward, please.
Judy Bolotalo says her 10-year-old son, Ricardo, was kicked by Marjorie Delalo's son, 14-year-old Jacob, after Ricardo hit him in the head with a basketball.
You're 9?
10.
10? You're 13.
14.
14 now. So this happened about a year ago?
Yes.
Your families were out at an amusement park, according to the papers that I have. Some sort of an amusement park?
Indoor playground.
Now, tell me your name.
JR.
JR, you were playing basketball. Were you playing with this young man?
Yes.
What's your first name?
Jacob.
Now, when you were playing basketball, you were sort of fooling around with Jacob, right?
Yes.
And what were you doing with the basketball in Jacob's head?
When I threw it and then he was gonna get a ball, and then it accidentally hit his face.
Well, JR, did you hit him in the head a couple of times with the basketball?
Only once.
How many times did he hit you in the head with the basketball?
About 4 or 5 times.
And what did you do after he hit you 4 or 5 times with the basketball?
Well, I told him the first time to stop, and after the last time, I kicked him in the stomach.
And then did he stop hitting you in the head?
Yes.
Had you ever done anything like that before?
No.
Why didn't you just walk away from him?
Well, I was kind of... It was right at the moment. I just didn't think about it.
So you just kicked him?
Yeah.
He's a little guy, right?
Right.
Not a particularly smart thing to do.
Right.
Now, JR, you know how important it is to tell the truth here in court?
Yes.
And I don't care what you told your mother before. I don't care what you told her before. You have to tell the truth here. You understand?
Yes.
Were you fooling around when you were hitting him in the head with the basketball?
Yes.
Did he tell you to stop?
No.
Did he tell you to cut it out?
Yes.
And you did it again?
I only did it once.
No. That's not true. That's what you told your mother. But that's not true. You were playing around. You hit him a couple of times in the head with the basketball. And it wasn't an accident.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I don't think that she's responsible for
I don't care what you think. I'm the one who has to make a determination as to what's fair.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Judy Bolotalo claims her 10-year-old son, Ricardo, was kicked by Marjorie Delalo's son, 14-year-old Jacob.
Now, after he kicked you, did it hurt?
Yes.
So what did you do?
Well, I was in the ground and I was crying, and then he told his mom, and then his mom came, and the jungle came, and then the jungle called the hospital. The hospital came, picked me up. Now I went to the hospital, and then I started feeling better.
Did you feel better as soon as you got to the hospital?
Well, not that much.
What do you mean, not that much?
When I was on the on the car, I was feeling a little bit better.
When you were in the ambulance?
Yeah.
You were feeling better. Did you know each other from before?
Yes.
Had you been friends?
Yes.
Now, this lawsuit is about, who are you?
I'm Priscilla, her mother, and I was there when JR was hurt, and I was by his side, and he wanted, when the ambulance came and put him on a gurney, he wanted to get off the gurney then, and he said he was fine, and he did not want to go to the hospital then.
Yeah, but it's a good idea, because you never can tell with kids. You know, kids can say, I feel fine, I want to go play, and they can have some internal damage that you can't see. So you don't take the word of a 9, 10-year-old that they feel fine, they want to go out back and play. You agree with that, right?
That's what the paramedic said also.
That he should go and be checked out.
That he should go.
Absolutely.
They were
So that's the right thing to
persistent.
do. There's only one issue in this case. You're suing them over the ambulance bill, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you think that they should pay the whole thing?
No, I asked her if she can pay the half.
Well, I think that that's very fair.
Because any accident happen anytime, especially with those kids.
Well, it's an accident, and aside from the fact that your son was fooling around with this basketball, hit him a couple of times in the head with it, he was acting like a fool. He's much bigger. He should not have kicked him, right?
Right.
So you think you're responsible for half the bill?
Well, I told her that I would pay for part of it because I felt that, it, you know, being as what happened, that I could pay for part, but, you know, since JR started the whole thing, I didn't think I was responsible for the entire bill.
Well, I don't think you're responsible for the entire bill either, but I think you're responsible for half. What was the whole bill for the ambulance?
$768.80.
Do it for me. $768.
I got $384, Judge.
You have something important to say?
Yes. I don't think that she's responsible for the whole bill.
I don't care what you think.
Well,
What you think is unimportant. I'm the one. I'm the one who has to make a determination as to what's fair.
But we all objected to him going too. We offered to take him in the car to the hospital.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well,
Madam,
Yes.
listen to me. I mean, I don't know where you're coming from. The play area has a responsibility. Once the play area is advised that a child has been injured while on their grounds, they have to take every step that's reasonably prudent to ensure that the child isn't injured, not putting him in your car. Sit down.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Look, it's a good lesson for you. He's little, you can walk away. Sometimes it's better off to walk away from a situation than to react to it. Jacob, do you understand?
Yeah.
And I think probably if you had it to reflect on, since you look like a nice young man, you would have just walked away and say, listen, he's a little kid and I'm not going to get involved, right? And you can't always rely on the fact that you're a little guy, right? And that you can fool around with somebody else and they're not going to retaliate. Do you understand?
Yes.
You know, you were hitting him in the head with the basketball. So he can either react or he can walk away. He chose to react. It's not the smart thing to do, and each of you has to be responsible for it. So I'm giving you half of the amount of the ambulance that took your son to the hospital, which is $384. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy.
Forward, please.
Teacher's aide Stephanie Fair is suing her landlord, John Gonzalez, 29, for wrongful eviction and ruining her living room furniture with a water hose. Gonzalez says her story is made up.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Judge, number 151 on the calendar in the matter of Fair versus Gonzalez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Ms. Fair, the defendant is your former landlord.
Yes.
And you're suing him for several things. First, for wrongful eviction and the cost of your relocating to a new apartment. Second, you are suing him for damage that he allegedly did to your furniture. And what's the third thing you're suing him for?
Harassment.
Oh, harassment. Okay. When did you move into his apartment and how did you find this apartment?
I found the apartment through one of my coworkers that I work with. They went to church together. He told me one of the ministers at his church had an apartment available. The neighborhood I was living in was a very bad neighborhood. So I went and met John, and he said I could move in. I paid him. I moved in. We became friends. After we became friends, he started dropping by all the time, coming by when I have company, coming unannounced, letting people in my house when I'm not at home.
How do you know that?
Because when I got home, one of the witnesses was in my home, and he admitted he let him in.
We'll get to that in a minute. Go ahead.
And he soaked my couch with a water hose that was stored in his garage.
Just a second. How did he soak your couch with a water hose?
It was in his garage.
What was it doing in his garage?
I stored it there.
Well, was that part of your rental agreement?
No, I asked him, I had received another couch, and I asked him could I put it in his garage, and he said yes. He had the only key to the garage. He watched the people put it in the garage, locked the garage up. One particular night, it was a confrontation between my sister and I one night. He banged on the wall. He turned around, then he came at 1 o'clock in the morning, knocked on the door. My daughter's father was visiting, asked him, could he please come back at a reasonable hour. He got very indignant, said, no, I demand for her to come outside right now. Get your so-and-so hand off of my door, referring to my door. He told him, no, you would have to talk to her in the morning. The next day, he called me on the phone. He left a message, said I had to make other arrangements. If I did not come and speak to him, that I was going to have problems out of him, that I was going to have a problem. Then he gave me a 3-day notice when I didn't owe him any rent. And since then, it's been a nightmare.
Hold this on a second. You went on and gave me a whole long story. I asked you a question. How do you know he soaked your couch?
I seen him.
You saw him?
Yes.
It's fair. Tell me how you saw him damage your furniture.
Well, he asked one of the witnesses out there. He says, I want
Don't tell me what he asked the witness.
He went.
Tell me what you saw.
I seen him walk to the back of the house with a couple of his friends with the water hose. I walked around the other side, and he squirted it with the water hose.
Squirted what?
The couch, the whole living room set, and my table.
You saw that?
Yes, I did.
Really?
Yes, I did.
The reason I ask you, really, if that really happened, your eyes are fluttering. That's not a good sign, Miss Fair. The reason I ask you that is because usually people, when they prepare papers for court, put in the most important things, and nowhere in your papers that you prepared for me, stop looking through your documents when I'm talking to you, nowhere in your papers that you prepared did you say you observed him soaking your furniture. Nowhere.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but I have a police report where I observed seeing him do this.
Yeah, let me see it.
I have a police report for the annoying phone calls asking me to get out.
Just a second. What was the date that you say you observed this?
6:30, June 30th.
And that was before or after this incident with your ex-husband?
This was after.
As a matter of fact, it was 2 weeks after, 2.5 weeks after.
Right. It was not my ex-husband, it's my daughter's father.
I see. When did you serve her with an eviction notice, sir?
I served her with a 3-day notice to ask her ex, who threatened me, to leave the premises. That was the 13th.
What date?
That was the 13th.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, sir, you want to tell me about this furniture?
Your Honor, she moved in and she had furniture. I helped her move, and this furniture was not conditioned well. It was already destroyed. Something happened in her family where she got some other furniture. Someone was going somewhere for 2 or 3 years. I believe it was jail.
Whatever.
And I allowed her to move the furniture in my garage on a temporary basis. I told her I have gas equipment back there. You cannot keep it back there more than a month. She said, no problem. I'll get it stored. The gentleman that moved it in, he moved it in. I allowed him. But what I found very odd is that he left all the pillows on the outside. I came and told her the pillows were on the outside, but the sofa and the couch itself were on the inside. So the pillows were accumulating moisture and just daily. When this event occurred and she refused to leave, I told her, I said, hey, I got to get the garage clear. I got to get some stuff in there. I asked her to move it. The gentleman that had moved it in there, I asked him to move it. He said he would do it within an hour. I left the garage wide open for an hour. He didn't. I took her couches out with friends and put it right where her pillows are in my backyard, and they're there right now. I haven't touched them.
I want to tell you something. That sounds pretty disgusting that all that stuff is in your backyard. What kind of an apartment unit is this?
It's a 2-unit, man. It's just in the backyard. I have it's a pretty spacious backyard.
So the couch pillows sat outside in the backyard?
The whole time.
How long?
Maybe 2 months.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You blew them off.
No, I did
Oh,
not.
sure you did. You blew him off, madam. You said to him, I'm cooking for the church. I can't talk to you now. Ba, 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 ba.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Fair wants her former landlord to pay for wrongfully evicting her and ruining her possessions with a garden hose.
Now I'd like you to tell me, Miss Fair, I've already heard the story about the furniture.
I have pictures, ma'am, to show you and the receipt for
Just
the
a
couch.
second. You had I believe that the pillows for that couch were outside in the backyard all the time.
No, they were not, and
I
have
believe him.
witnesses.
I believe him. He does. Listen, he's under no obligation to store your furniture. He told you that he wanted to have it out. Hey, I'm speaking. Stop talking. He's under no obligation. He rented you an apartment. He did you a favor by letting you stay, letting you put your furniture in his garage. You were not paying for the garage space. You were not paying for storage. Clearly, in the beginning or the middle of the month of June, there was some sort of disagreement between the two of you, which I'm going to get to in a moment, having to do with your daughter's father. Clearly, that was a problem. It's a problem that I read about in the papers, and it's a problem that I heard just now. So then he said, get your stuff out of the garage. He can tell that to you in an hour, in a minute, in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes. He gratuitously let you use it.
But he didn't say it directly to me. He told the gentleman, he says, when is she going to get her couch out? He says, well, when I move her, which I was planning on moving, she will get it out. He stood there with his friends laughing, about 5 or 6 of his friends, went and took the couch out. Later on, he came back, and I went to the police.
I heard about the couch. I'm moving on to something else.
Okay, that's fine.
I see the letters that you sent him. The letters that you sent to him clearly suggest to me that you were looking for him to give you money. That's what they say. You talk about the California Rent Board, for him to tell you why you want him to move, and to discuss relocation fees. So clearly these letters of June 28th suggest to me that you wanted him to give you money to move. So what I would like you to do now is to tell me what was the nature of what you call harassment.
Okay, I have a phone harassment letter here from where he kept calling me, asking to move. We had been friends.
Just a second.
Okay.
Don't talk fast.
Okay.
Phone harassment.
Yes.
What kind of phone harassment?
Telling me that he was going to throw me and my daughter out if we didn't get out because he was upset. He was friends with my daughter's father up until my father threatened his male ego or something and told him, please, you can talk to her in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning, it's not appropriate time to come to the house. I have documentation where he came to my house at 10:30 at night, 3 days before rent was due, asking for the money, telling me, well, if you don't have the money, then I can demand this from you, and if you don't have this, I'm going to throw you out, and I'll be sure to get you out. He kept calling on the phone from 6 to 7 times from the 13th to the 17th, telling me he wanted me out. It was a nightmare for me to have to be harassed. The kids go to dump the trash. My child had to be harassed. My niece had to be harassed.
Just a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. He told you that he wanted you to move on the 13th. That's what you're... Just a second.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes.
He told you he wanted you to move on the 13th. Now, I would like you to tell me, Mr. Gonzalez, March, April... She moved in March.
Yes.
March, April, May, any problems?
She was always late, but I didn't care because
Always
of her
late with her rent.
She was always late, but her situation, because of her daughter, she was in a place where she witnessed a crime that scared her. I understand I have a child myself, but to say, I'm sorry.
In March and April and May, other than being late in her rent, was she a reasonable tenant?
Yes, she was.
What happened, and you had no problem with her?
No.
Other than the late rent?
Other than the late fee.
What happened, sir, in June?
In June, her daughter's father had came down before I met him. He seemed to be a pretty nice guy. On June the 12th was the altercation when her daughter's father and her, the child himself, got into a physical fight. Things started sounding breaking. My daughter is six years old. I didn't want her to see this. I went over, I calmed things down, I asked him to stop. It seemed to be okay, but my daughter goes to school too, Your Honor, and I have to take her 23 miles just to get to one school, so we have to get up quite early. At 2 in the morning, she was on the phone yelling. I mean, she was
Who's
cursing.
she?
Miss Fair. She was cursing so loud. It was through the... I just banged on the wall to say, please stop. I didn't even go over there. It didn't stop. After it continued for about 2 to 3 minutes, I went over there. I told my daughter to stay here. I asked, could I speak to Stephanie? She wouldn't even come to the door. The ex-husband or whoever, he told me if I rang the bell again, he would kick my, this and that. And I didn't want to become volatile. I rang the bell and asked, could I speak to Stephanie again? He came out and greeted me face to face. Not that I can't defend myself, Your Honor. I just chose not to. I left the porch. I called her, and I asked her, I said, I'm going to need to speak to you tomorrow. I didn't even tell her she had to go. All I did was wanted to speak to her about rectifying this situation, this nuisance. I have a right to live in my own property and feel safe myself. And I was doing her, I can't believe I'm here, Your Honor. I was doing her a favor. I didn't charge her first or last rent. I didn't charge her deposit. I lowered the rent. I bent over backwards for her. And for her to do me like this, I'm appalled.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
He has an absolute right to the peaceful enjoyment of his property and to tell you to leave.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Fair wants her former landlord to pay for wrongfully evicting her and ruining her possessions with a garden hose.
So when you called and said, I have to speak to you tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened?
She laughed at me and hung the phone up. I tried to contact her. She would walk by. The units are so close that I would try to walk and say, can I talk to you, miss? Nothing to say to you. She would put her, like this. You know the thing? Like that. Nothing to say to you. And her children.
Well, let me ask you this question. Miss Fair, just a second.
Because when he told me that me and my daughter could stay on the premises, you're telling a lie, John, because he says, okay, I'm going to tell you this. You better get over here and talk to me right now. If not, you're going to have problems out of me. When he says, if you don't talk to me right now. So when I said, look, John, I'm cooking dinners for the church. I'm selling dinners for the church. I will talk to you when I get home. No, you better come over here immediately.
Miss Fair, you had no problem with him.
No.
If you had no problem with him, there's no basis for this lawsuit. So don't anticipate my question.
Okay.
You had no problem with him in March, April, and May. He didn't tell you to leave. He didn't serve you with an eviction notice. This problem started when your daughter's father came and stayed with you for a couple of days. Is that correct?
The problem, no. Because I had gotten an argument with my sister. He had never had any problem. Him and my daughter's father were friends. They socialized, they sat and ate dinners and stuff together. Okay, now what I'm saying is
I'm saying is, tell me what happened that he did to you to harass you in March.
In March, he didn't do anything.
Good. Tell me what he did to harass you in April.
Coming over to my house all the time.
That's baloney. Tell me what happened in May.
Nothing happened in May, ma'am.
Right. What happened in June when your daughter's father came to visit and there was noise coming from the apartment. Then it all started, and when he tried to rectify the situation or try to talk to you, you blew him off.
No, I did not.
Oh, sure you did. You blew him off, madam. You said to him, I'm cooking for the church. I can't talk to you now. So he served you with a notice. Then you serve him with this thing. Where is it? Where's this thing? And you say, you want me to move? Pay me money. That's what you said. Not only pay me money, but these were all the things that you said you were going to fix in the apartment that have never gotten fixed, right?
Yes.
Kitchen countertop, bedroom sliding glass, closet door, all these things that you say weren't being fixed. You were, at that point, after you were served with a notice, because he didn't want unruly people living next door to him in his house, then you started setting yourself up to get money from him. That's unreasonable.
I did not set myself up. He knew my situation. For him to harass the children, I have witnesses here that was here for him to let people into my home when I asked him not to let people into my home.
What people?
Before this
Just a
even
second.
occurred.
What people did he let into
He
your
let
home?
Benita Wade, the witness right here.
Well, this is somebody that you know?
Yes, it is.
Well, how do you know her?
She's my friend.
So what do you mean he let her into your house? Step up here. You?
Not Benita.
Who's Benita? Step up here. Did he let you into the house?
Yes.
Tell me how that happened.
I was there waiting for her to get home, and she hadn't arrived yet.
Yes.
And he said, well, I'll let you in.
Good. Nice. Sit down. All right. So now I've heard the couch, I've heard the harassment, and I've heard relocation fees. Now, I'm about ready to hear your side, sir. On what date did she finally move out of the apartment?
She moved out on, it was July the 20th, Your Honor.
Okay, is that correct?
No, I moved out on the 19th, and I have a receipt.
Fine, you moved out on the 19th. Did you pay rent for the month of July?
No, I didn't.
Good, you owe him money. Now, you are also suing for destruction of property. What property, sir?
Yes, I am, Your Honor. In the initial agreement there, and I think you have it there, there were 4 there were 5 things that I said I was going to fix. Only one thing I didn't fix, and that was the kitchen countertop. I let her move in early. She had voiced...
What did she destroy, sir? Stop giving me a whole story.
I'm sorry. There's the repair to the rear bedroom door. She had someone I guess she said something's wrong with the door. She had them nail it. The whole frame is broke. All of it's broke. And the kitchen floor is, her refrigerator leaks. And I can't replace the tile. The floor is warped. And I got the best estimate I could get. They were doing me a favor by doing this. I went out and did this for her to get. I'm not trying to get any money from her that she doesn't owe me.
Good.
I just want to be compensated.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to teach you a very good lesson, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Good lesson is landlord, if they're smart, they get a month's rent and a month's security. That's what the security is for. Security is for this kind of damage. Because I know if I'm going to ask her, she's going to say she didn't cause any of that damage. Is that right, Mrs. Fay?
I have pictures. Yes, ma'am. Right. I did not cause any damage.
All right. She's going to say she didn't cause any damage. Listen to me, Mr. Gonzalez.
I have pictures of...
I'm not interested in your pictures. She's going to say she didn't cause the damage. You say she did cause the damage. The only thing I know for sure is that she owes you for rent. She owes you $435. That's on your countersuit. Your lawsuit, on the other hand, Miss Fair, is, in my judgment, bogus. Totally and completely bogus. A, I find no basis for the harassment. He came home, saw this young lady who he clearly knew was part of your either friends or family circle, standing outside, and he said, I'll let her, well, you want to wait? Wait inside. Now you're complaining about that, the fact that he was being a nice guy. You had no trouble with him, and he had no trouble with you. March, April, and May, only when your former boyfriend, the father of your daughter, was there, and there was an altercation, was there a problem. And since he couldn't get any satisfaction from you, he has an absolute right to the peaceful enjoyment of his property and to tell you to leave. He also has no obligation to take care of your stored property after he's told you to leave. And I do believe that the pillows that he said were outside on the lawn were outside in his backyard. The couch may have been inside, but the pillows were outside, tossed away like so much garbage. So I think that if there was any damage caused to your furniture, you did it. So your lawsuit is dismissed, and I'm entering a judgment for the defendant in the amount of $435. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Let's go.
I'll be back with you right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge 28-year-old administrative assistant Chrissy Davis is suing her former boyfriend, 36-year-old mover Kirk Stahl, for credit card bills. Kirk is countersuing for prizes they both won on a game show.
Order. All rise. Quiet, please. Your Honor, this is case number 467 on the calendar in the matter of Davis versus Stahl. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Ms. Davis, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were involved in a relationship which is now over.
That is correct.
And during that time, you either made loans or had expenses that you claim he is at least partially responsible for. You say that's in excess of about $2,000.
That is correct.
He acknowledges that he owes you some money. About $1,500, according to you. However,
yes.
When was that?
We taped the show last July, and the show aired this past January.
And you won?
Yes, everything. Yes. Won it all.
And Mr. Stahl says that you decided to keep all the merchandise.
That is also correct.
So he said that the amount that he owes you is more than offset by these prizes that you won.
I disagree.
Well, you admit that you were on this game show.
Yes.
What was the name of the game show?
The show was called Shop Till You Drop.
Tell me how that's played.
Well, it's like it's a shopping mall, and you've got a couple of physical stunts, and if you win your physical stunt, you get to go shopping at these stores. And we won $1,500. 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 And we
both of them and went shopping twice.
As a couple?
As a couple.
Yes.
You won?
We won.
What kind of prizes did you win?
We won a ruby and diamond cocktail ring.
That wouldn't look good on you.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes.
It does look good on me, though. A bedroom set, an air filter, some silver, a coffee tea service, some kitchen utensils, a label maker, wallpaper, an entertainment center, and a trip to Mexico.
What'd you do with the trip to Mexico?
Nothing yet.
But you have it.
I have it.
She has everything.
Right. Now, Ms. Davis, you tell me why you think you're entitled to keep all these prizes.
I do not feel I'm entitled to keep all these prizes. Through my relationship with Kirk, it ended up being so painful for me that I became vengeful, and all of these things showed up at my house. I have everything. And I thought, you know, my feelings are so hurt that I just am going to keep this. Just some stuff to sort of allay my hurt. It's not what I should have done. I look at the stuff and I look at the situation that has been caused with my relationship with him.
Why are you so angry with him?
2 years has told me he loved me, has told me that he wanted, 2 years has told me he loved me, has told me that he wanted to marry me, wanted to make me the mother of his children and any future children that happened after that.
And it was absolutely the truth.
So why are you so angry? It didn't work out. You think he was playing with you?
He was lying to me.
What makes you think he was lying to you?
He told me that he and his wife were separated and that he was going to divorce her. I gave him every opportunity to divorce her.
Oh, you're a married man, Mr. Stahl.
We were separated for 4 years.
He told me they were separated for 10.
We were married for 10, legally, separated for 4. She knew this. She asked me to get a divorce. I could not afford the divorce, so I talked to my alleged wife, and she went ahead and paid for the divorce. So we got divorced. That made her angry that she's the one that actually divorced me. That really upset her. I said, what is the difference? At least we're divorced.
Right.
She wasn't having none of it.
Why were you unhappy about that?
No, no, no. It's that I had gone to the courthouse for him, had gotten the paperwork for him. I had bought a book for him on how to file for divorce on his own. I had filled out the paperwork. I had done everything to help him get this divorce, which he kept telling me he was going to get. He didn't ever tell me that he was talking with his wife and saying that maybe she would pay for it.
But let me understand this. Ms. Davis, you were angry because he was in communication with his now ex-wife, and they agreed between the two of them without telling you that she was going to be the plaintiff in the divorce action after you had filled out all the paperwork.
No.
So then what are you angry about?
I'm angry that he told me for 2 years that he was going to divorce this woman and didn't.
But then he did. He's divorced. I mean, is that what you're angry about?
That's great. But in the meantime, here's a person who was telling me he was going to, you know, pay his debt to me and never did. He gave me $500 once against my visa for some repairs that I helped him pay for his truck. Okay, because I helped him to get car insurance. I remember being at work and doing customer service in between calls, calling insurance agents for him so he could get insurance on his truck to get his license back, which has since been revoked by the DMV.
All right, don't go into all that stuff. Do you have children with your former wife?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children?
3.
Do you see them?
As often as possible.
He does now. He was not seeing them when we were together, and nor was he paying child support.
Well, that's really not particularly relevant. Listen, quite frankly, Ms. Davis, I don't understand why he's so angry with that. He's got a former wife with whom he has 3 children, and if he could, listen to me, and if he can resolve his marital status with his former wife in such a way that makes her more comfortable, because she's got the kids living with her, I assume.
Yes.
So, you know, I've been in this business a long time. She said, I don't want to be the defendant in the action. I'll be the plaintiff. Is that what happened?
Absolutely.
Aha. Now, do you understand that?
No,
Ms. Davis,
I
listen to
agree.
me. Listen to me. So that's what he did. He said, listen, as long as I'm divorced, what difference does it make? You're not together anymore, and I have to resolve this case, which is really not a very difficult case to resolve.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She's a vicious little thing. If she's not on her medication, she busts plates over your head.
And later today,
Goodbye. Good luck. May Obi-Wan Kenobi be with you.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chrissy Davis broke up with Kirk Stahl. She's suing for bills. He's suing for game show prizes.
She says you owe her about $2,500. You say you owe her about $1,500, right?
I got the proof.
Shh. Listen to me. And you have countersued her for $3,000.
Yes.
For what you allege is half of the prizes.
You can have all of the prizes.
Listen to me. I'm going to make a very simple order. On your direct claim against him, I am awarding you $2,000. And I am directing that all of the prizes on his counterclaim be sold and the proceeds of the sale be divided between the two of you equally. Do you understand?
Yes.
So she's going to have a giant sale. And whatever the proceeds are, I mean, you can be involved with that if you like.
Well, I'm going to say, one, you know, being eventually she's wanting to be here or is, what's to say she don't want to turn around and sell them for $1 to her family or whatever, you know? Because I'm a mover. I'm always out on the street. I'm busy
Listen
constantly.
to me, sir. There is a way of... Miss Davis, you cannot do that. This has to be...
I want him to take them. I want him to come to my house and pick them up and get them.
Just a second. Are you prepared to give him everything?
He can have it. I want the ring. I want the wallpaper. And he can have the rest.
No, because he's...
He can have the ring. Here, have the ring.
Hang on to the ring.
Let me see it.
I just want this to be over. I was wrong to want revenge against this person for breaking my heart. However, he has amassed $2,500 in bills in my name, and it went to collections, and it's affected my credit.
It's very unfortunate, because if things had worked out between the two of you, you wouldn't be here today. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So you're angry, and I understand why you're angry. He acknowledges that he owes you money. The problem is, how are we going to resolve the issue of these game prizes? All these prizes.
I just wanted to be on TV. I just wanted to do a game show. It was so much fun. I loved seeing myself on this game show.
That's why we're here today.
And it was wrong of me to hold them for a bailment, to say, you start paying me the money you owe me, and then I'll start releasing the prizes to you. That was wrong. But since I knew I was doing that wrong, I got the 1099 in my name, so at least I was paying the taxes on it and not him.
She took my name off of that. Which I don't know if that's illegal or not.
Well, which of the items do you want, sir? Maybe we can resolve it that way.
He can have it all. He can have it all. I just want the $2,500. All I wanted was a judgment that said he owed it.
Just a second. Just a second.
I didn't even... Sorry.
Just a second. How does that sound to you, sir?
I'll take it all.
Good. But you have to give her the $2,500 that you owe her. And you're making out like a bandit according to your answer. According to your answer, the property's... Listen to me. According to your answer, the property is worth $6,000. Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you're going to get $6,000 worth of property that you can go to sell and at least get $2,500 for it, right?
Correct.
Good. Make arrangements within the next week to turn over everything to him, right? Everything to him, and judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Okay?
No.
He doesn't see a lie as a lie.
No, I don't. I see a cheat as a cheat. I wish it would have been different. I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
You sure showed me.
You showed me. She's a vicious little thing. If she's not on her medication, she busts plates over your head. One night she broke a dinner plate over my head as I was leaving. The other night she scratched the heck out of me. I guess I should have had you arrested, but no. That was love. She knows I love her.
And now the next case.
Parties on Martin versus Battles. Step forward, please.
24-year-old law clerk Jennifer Martin is suing her ex-boyfriend, electrician Scott Battles, 28, for bills and assault.
Miss Martin, you have a laundry list of things of monies that you allege that Mr. Battle owes you from the time you were living together.
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I also have photocopies of all the canceled checks that I wrote out to him, plus some personal items that were his that I paid for that I never received the money for. He did damage to the house that we were renting. I have photographs of all the damage that he did to the house. The landlady walked through the house after he left, pointed out all of the stuff that he did that were changes that were not authorized by her in writing. And because of that, I lost my security deposit that I paid out to him. That he gave me a false address when he moved. He never gave me a phone number to get a hold of him. He lied to me when he left and said that he was going to give me my security deposit back. And he basically is hiding from me now at this point.
He's not hiding. He's right here.
Well, up until now, he was hiding from me.
I don't owe her anything. Not one penny.
Well, tell me why you don't owe her anything, and then I'm going to send you both outside to go over these bills. Because
Okay.
I'm not going to go over 30 bills.
I've got the bills actually broken down, an entire list of exactly what was paid, how much her rent was, and the fact that, you know, I don't owe her a penny. As far as some of the other things she's saying, you know, I did not do any damage to the house. The things that she said that was altered from the house, that's between me and the landlady and not her.
Well, what about her security deposit?
Her security deposit, I told her I would give her after I got the final bills from the house. She lived there almost a month after I left.
That's a
And
lie.
when I got the bills, they were extremely high, and they ate up all of her security deposit.
Like what bills?
I got a phone bill for over $500 for starters.
That's interesting. Okay. You see how thick those files are? Right? Your files? Take your files, go in the back, sit down, go over the... Did you see the last month's bills?
No, he never showed me any bills.
Take them outside.
Okay. Step out, please.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
He's a liar, and he's a scam.
I'm
and
sorry.
He's still married. That's the thing that pisses me off.
It's just her
That's what makes me so mad.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Martin claims former boyfriend Scott Battles assaulted her. He says she was distraught when they broke up and destroyed his property.
Order.
Okay, folks. It's my understanding that there is at least some sort of resolution here with regard to a dollar figure except for one major issue. Is that right?
Yeah, Your Honor. We came to an agreement on the bills, and we worked all
So what's
of that
left,
out.
Miss Martin?
The punitive damages that I'm suing him for, $1,500. The reason I think I'm entitled to punitive damages is because for the last 3 months of our relationship, I had to call the police on him several times because he got very physically abusive. He jumped in my car window, he grabbed me by my throat while he was in my car window, told me to roll down my window, and I have electric windows. After he pulled the keys out, then told me, well, if I break the window when I get out, that's your own problem, not mine. He had thrown me up against the living room wall. He had punched me in the middle of my back, and every time I called the police said that it was mutual combat or it was domestic violence and there was nothing they could do about it, and that I would go to jail for assault and battery.
That doesn't sound like a good job by the police.
So that's what they told me every time I called them.
Because it's not true.
Okay.
It's not true at all.
You know, you develop a sense of personalities, people's personalities. He is the passive-aggressive type. You, however, are not a shrinking violet. You remember this incident in the car with the windshield?
Yes.
You want to tell me your version of those events, sir?
She was upset. She was going to leave. She had my phone. She said, I'm not going to call anybody, take the phone with her. I reached through the window to get the phone, which was on the dash. And when I did, she rolled the window up on me.
You mean on your hand?
No, on the middle of my body.
Oh, you mean you leaned in?
Right.
That could smart.
So the first thing I did was basically turn the ignition off because she was still attempting to roll it up. And pretty much after, once I struggled a little bit, scraped to get out, and that's all there was. She went in the house, called the cops.
Now, after that incident, did you continue to live together after the police were called?
For a short time?
Yes, for a short time.
Yes. Now, do you remember hitting her in her back?
No.
You remember throwing her against a wall?
No.
How many times were the police called?
A total of 3 times.
And she called them?
For different instances,
Mhm.
yes. Not, she called twice, and my mother called once.
No, they were called 4 times, Scott. And
Your
I
mother,
called
this is-
3 times.
Right. I called the police myself twice.
Step up here. Do you live in the same building?
No.
No.
What caused you to call the police?
Well, she called me early in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning and said, you better get out here and you have 1 hour to get Scott's belongings out of this house or they're going to be trashed out in the rain. Which when my husband and I went over there in a half hour, they were being trashed, broken, trashed out in the rain.
What do you mean they were being broken, trashed out in the rain?
She broke everything. She took everything she could and was just like a maniac,
Throwing it
just
all
throwing,
along.
just
I got there
just throwing it
a while
out in
after
the
that.
rain. And the police came, and
living with me.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Living with me.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Okay, let's deal with the issue of punitive damages. Listen to me. When a relationship doesn't work out...
Sorry.
When a relationship doesn't work out, you put a period and it's over.
Right.
And it sounds to me like the two of you probably did some nasties to each other. But you don't live with them anymore?
No, I don't.
You've resolved all your other financial differences?
Yes.
Correct? Goodbye. Good luck. What's the name of that guy from Star Wars?
Luke Skywalker.
What? No, Obi-Wan Kenobi. May Obi-Wan Kenobi be with you.
Parties are excused. You may step out the back door to your right.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I brought you to court because you stole money from me, Scott, okay? I brought you to court because you're married, you're still married, and you're sleeping with your new little girlfriend that you're living with. He's a liar, and he's a scam.
Forward, please.
53-year-old Janet Clifton is suing her daughter-in-law, 27-year-old Tina Clifton, for child care costs and attorney fees incurred while Tina was in jail.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 449 on the calendar in the matter of Clifton versus Clifton. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Well, this certainly sounds like a family tragedy. Mrs. Clifton, this is your daughter-in-law, your son's wife?
Yes, ma'am.
You claim that you advanced to her or loaned her $2,500 for a lawyer when
Yes,
she was
ma'am.
incarcerated.
Yes, ma'am.
That she has had a serious history of substance abuse.
Yes, ma'am.
As a result of that, you are caring for her children, and you also want $2,500 for the care of her children.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how long your son and daughter-in-law were married.
They've been married approximately 4 years. They have 2 little boys, one 3, 1 year and a half old. She moved into my home in October, and I didn't really realize how bad her problem was until...
When you say she moved into your home, where was your son?
He was living there also already. He had moved in September. The boys moved in October. She moved in around the 1st of November.
Was it after she had moved in with you that she was incarcerated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now tell me how this lawyer's bill came about.
Her problem started with me, that I knew that she had a bad problem, was in December and January, where she would want to get high or take off and drink, and she'd climb out the window. We reported her missing person one time. She was gone for like 5 or 6 days. And through the whole month of January, I think she left the house like 3 to 4 times and didn't say where she was going, when she would be back. Didn't even tell us she was going. One day she climbed out my bathroom window.
Would you tell me about the lawyer, please?
Then she got locked up.
When?
February the 18th of '97.
Okay.
So I had gone to Lancaster to her court hearings like 3 to 4 times, and they were putting her in state prison. So she calls me and tells me to go talk to her previous lawyer about seeing if they could not get her into a rehab place or getting her out of jail.
She was, in fact, in jail at that time when she called you.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you say a previous lawyer, she had a previous arrest history?
Yes, she's got 2 felony marks against her already.
For drugs?
One for, I don't know what they call it. She wrote some kind of a check and deposited it into her bank account.
Okay.
2 or 3 days later, drew the money out. The bank noticed that it was not a true bank account.
Okay.
Okay. That's 1 felony mark. June, I think it was, of 96. She got picked up for possession.
Of drugs?
Right.
Okay, and this
They locked her up 2 weeks then.
All right, so the attorney who had represented her in this previous matters was the attorney she wanted you to go to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you knew who that attorney was?
Yes, ma'am.
So you went to the attorney, and what was his retainer?
His retainer was $2,450, $2,450.
And how much did you, in fact, pay him?
On March 4th, I paid him $1,500. I have the receipt right here.
Okay.
And in May 6th, I paid him another $550. Here's both the receipts.
Okay, so let's deal with try to keep it simple. Let's talk about the attorney's fees first. In your answer, you will say that you are not responsible for these attorney's fees. You want to tell me why?
I got incarcerated because I violated my probation because I had a dirty test back in '96. So I knew I was going to get some time in February when I went. And there's nothing a lawyer could do for me that a public defender couldn't. But I guess my husband kept telling mother-in-law that he wanted to get me out because I was in there longer than they figured I should have been. And she called me and asked me what the name of the lawyer was and what the number was, and so I gave it to her. I did not call her and ask her because I can't afford it. There's no way I can pay for it. That's why I didn't ask her to get a lawyer, because I just wanted a public defender.
Just like, if I believe you that you didn't call her and ask her to contact this other lawyer, what did you think she wanted the lawyer's name and telephone number for?
Because my husband asked her to get it for her, because he wanted her to get a lawyer to get me out of there, because he was missing me, and he said he'd do anything to get me out of jail.
Let me ask you this
But I knew I couldn't get out.
Now let me ask you this question. So you're saying she called you and asked you for that?
No,
Is
I
that right?
called her, and she asked me, when I was talking to her, she asked me the name.
Well, now you just changed it. You said she called you and asked you.
No, she can't call me in jail.
Of course she can't. Of course she can't. Did this lawyer, in fact, represent you?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, he took the place of the defendant, the public defender.
So you knew that this lawyer was a retained lawyer, was being paid, correct?
Yeah.
And you didn't say to the lawyer, I can't afford to pay you, correct?
No.
Good. So that takes care of the lawyer's fees. Lawyer's fees you owe her. Now, let's take care of the rest of it, because the rest of it I'm not so sure about.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You have a son who you let live in your house.
Right.
And do absolutely nothing.
Right.
Well, listen to me. Get him out of bed in the morning and tell him he's got to get a job.
And later today.
Well, why don't you give her her money back?
Pardon me?
What word didn't you understand?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janet Clifton wants her daughter-in-law, Tina Clifton, to pay for attorney fees and child care while Tina was in jail.
What else do you think she should pay you for?
I presume the child care, because I have been taking care of her children for the last year and a half.
Where's your son?
He's just as bad as she is.
Well, listen.
He
madam,
is. He's just as bad as she is.
Listen to me. Do you have legal custody of her children?
No, ma'am. But
All
as
right.
soon as I get through here today, I'm going to go try.
All right. Let me explain this to you. Right now, I assume that in your home, you live there. Is this your husband?
Yes, this is my husband.
You, your husband, your son, who's good for nothing.
Yeah.
And your 2 grandchildren.
Right.
Right? She doesn't live there.
No. Has not been since October.
Fine.
I want to get your attention. I'm sorry, Judge.
What?
I moved out of there because when I got out of recovery, Roddy was still into the same stuff, and then I almost messed up, and so I was like, I had to get out of there because I'm changing my life. I go to NA, I go to counseling. She won't let me see my kids. I have the phone bills of all the times I've tried to call. She wouldn't even let me talk to my husband when I tried to get her.
That's not so.
Miss Clifton, how long have you been involved with drugs?
When I was 19.
And how old are you now?
27.
And she's got 2.
I'm changing my life. That's why I moved out of there. I left my marriage.
Miss Clifton, before you get your kids back, once the courts get involved, they're going to screen you for drugs if they're smart on a random basis twice a week. That's what I used to do. And they can also look at me. They can also random test you for drugs by taking a hair follicle test, which will indicate to the court, based upon the drugs that build up in your hair, which aren't released. Did you know about that?
Yeah, I do, because I do that Discovery Zone when you work there.
Oh, okay. Well, you haven't been in inpatient rehab for a while now, is that right?
I've been going to my NA, and I have to go to an outpatient now.
Okay. And when was the last time you were drug tested? Look at me.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Right. And I'm not going to get into whether or not you've had any kind of slippage. You know what I mean by slippage?
I understand. I know what you mean.
Okay. Because I sort of have a nose for that. It's one of the things that you get when you sit in the family court for a very long time. So I don't think that right now you are in a position, as you indicate in your answer, of having custody of your children back.
But
not yet.
I'm doing everything right. I mean...
No. You and I both know that if you went for a hair follicle test today, it would not be good. Miss Clifton, it would not be perfect, right?
Unless if you count back in October or September when I got out of rehab.
Let us assume that I believe that. So after you got out of rehab, you slipped.
Yeah, that's why I moved out.
And
what?
she's pregnant with another baby.
Shh. So you're not ready for your kids yet. But I'm leaving you alone for a second. You have a son who's much closer to you. Right?
Right.
Who you let live in your house.
Right.
And do absolutely nothing.
Right.
Well, listen to me. Get him out of bed in the morning and tell him he's got to get a job.
I've done that.
You know? A job, or else to get his behind out of your house. Because then...
He was working for my husband.
They
My
pay him
husband
under
and
the
I have
table to get AFDC still.
My husband and I have our own plumbing business. He was doing a couple hours a day just to make ends meet for the family and to help support the 2 children. Well, now he can't even do that. He will not get up and go to work. He stays up all night long and he sleeps all day. We've had the police out there several times saying that I have to have him evicted from my own home.
Absolutely right. Listen to me.
Because they won't do anything.
Listen to me, madam. You want to step up here with your wife, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
If that's the way your son chooses to live, let's be very honest with each other. If that's the way your son chooses to live, and he's an adult, you're not going to be able to do much about that. But if you are responsible people, and I assume that you are responsible people, and you have these 2 little grandbabies that you are interested in, your son isn't staying up all night and sleeping all day because he's an owl. He's staying up all night and sleeping all day because he's using drugs, which means he's using drugs around your grandchildren in your home, which means you got to kick him out.
That's right.
Period. End of discussion.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I want to tell you something. That makes me feel really good.
And later today.
He called me not to take photos like he promised he would after I gave him $1,500, but he would call up and ask me if I wanted to go riding on his Harley Davidson.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janet Clifton wants her daughter-in-law, Tina Clifton, to pay for attorney fees and child care while Tina was in jail.
He's using drugs around your grandchildren in your home, which means you got to kick him out. And the way to do that is Do not stop at go. Do not stop for anything. From court today, you go to the local domestic relations court or family court in your jurisdiction, which is where?
Van Nuys.
Right. And you petition the court for custody or guardianship of your grandchildren. And you do that because your son is an inappropriate caretaker. And right now, your daughter-in-law, despite the fact that she has reasonable intentions, perhaps, for the future, is still, in my judgment, not ready to take care of her children, that they would be at risk.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what you have to do. And then you can sue for support from your son, from your daughter-in-law. If neither one of them are prepared to pay support, the courts, as far as I'm concerned, can throw their keisters in jail. If you are collecting welfare for the grandchildren, are you now?
Well, he is.
They are, but it's hard getting that money to use for the children, you understand.
Oh, I understand exactly what the story is, which means that I am a taxpayer, as is Bird. So as taxpayers, we are writing checks to your son, welfare, for his 2 children. And he's taking the welfare money and sticking it up his nose.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, I want to tell you something. That makes me feel really good.
Yeah. Makes me
really
feel real
good.
too.
So, Mrs. Clifton, I am awarding. Listen to me. Do I need to hear any more?
Yeah, you just need to hear this one thing. I have a tape here that of Christmas morning that Grandpa and I did Christmas for the 2 babies. Neither one of these parents were there. She never even called. I've got a whole book here on a whole year of how many times she called.
Mrs. Clifton, I understand your frustration, madam.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I understand your frustration. There are really, in this case, 2 real innocents, and these are your 2 little grandboys.
That's right.
You're innocent to the extent that, well, you raised this boy.
Yeah.
All right? You know, and I don't know whether anything had to do with his rearing resulted in the way he turned out, but he clearly turned out not so terrific.
Because they used to be on drugs. Because they used to be on drugs.
Well, I want to tell you something. I look at both of them now. They don't appear to be on drugs now.
Not for the last 10 years,
clean.
Tina.
They'll give me the chance that I'm getting
But
clean.
that's
Just listen to me.
Mrs.
Clifton. Mrs. Clifton Jr. If you were a smart lady and not selfish, but thinking only about your children, your 2 boys have the following option right now. They can stay with their grandparents, or they can go to foster care with strangers. That's their option. Now, I would assume that your boys have been through enough tumult in their lives, through enough uprooting, seen enough in their young lives to last them a lifetime between you and your husband. So right now they are at least in a relatively stable environment as soon as they get the son out of the house. So if you're really serious about putting your life in order, then you have to be drug-free. Not for 3 months, not for 6 months, maybe for 2 years. Because it's very unfair for you to say, well, I want to take my kids now. I've been clean for 3 months. You've been using drugs for years. And you have relapses periodically. I don't know how often. All I know, are you pregnant now?
Yes, I am.
Well, all I want to tell you is this. If you're pregnant now and you use drugs, your baby's going to be born positive tox for whatever you use. And I don't know if your drug of choice is cocaine or heroin. And I don't know if your 2 other children were born with drugs in their system. Were they?
Here's a letter.
No, just a second.
No, because they would have gotten taken away from me.
Just a second. Were either of your 2 sons born with drugs in their system?
They were not born with drugs in their system.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today.
What'd you do for $1,500?
I haven't done anything at this point.
Perfect. All I'm telling you now is if you continue to use drugs, this baby is going to be born with drugs in its system. So I suggest you start getting your act in order for real.
I am.
Yeah. It's a lot of talk. It's a lot of talk. In any event, you owe your in-laws $2,500 for your attorney's fees. That's it.
Thank you.
I have given you my best advice.
I'll take it.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Back door to your right, please.
And now the next case.
Parties on Stolba versus Redoni.
30-year-old actress and model Janie Stolba claims 50-year-old theatrical producer Charlie Redoni didn't fulfill a photo shoot after she had paid him $1,500.
You claim that you gave this gentleman $1,500 to act as your agent. You're an actress model?
Yes.
He was supposed to arrange for a, what do they call it, a photo shoot?
A photo shoot? Uh-huh.
And he didn't do that?
No, he didn't.
You want your $1,500 back?
Yes, I do.
What'd you do for her for $1,500?
I haven't done anything at this point.
Perfect. That sounds perfect. It's just going to be an easy case. So why don't you give her her money back?
Pardon me?
What word didn't you understand? Why don't you give her her money back?
Well, it's in the contract, Your Honor, that she's only guaranteed the refund 6 months after I finish the portfolio.
How long have you had her $1,500?
Well, it's been quite a while, but every time I call her, she's not available.
It's been a year. It's been a year, Your Honor.
It's been a year?
Just about a year.
Good.
2 more
Judgment
months.
in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That was
Back door to
easy.
you. Step forward, please.
Stephanie Intreri claims real estate agent Paul Woodcock left her shaking and in tears when he broke into her home. Paul says he had an appointment.
Order. All rise. Judge, this is case number 551 on the calendar in the matter of Intreri versus Woodcock. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Mr. Woodcock, you're a real estate broker, is that correct?
That is correct.
And Miss Intreri, you reside in an apartment in a building that's going to be sold.
Was
sold.
No, was going to be.
Was going to be sold. And according to your complaint, you're home one day, ill from work.
No, I'm disabled, actually.
You were home?
Yes, I was.
And the defendant broke into your apartment?
That's correct.
I didn't break into nobody's apartment.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Just that.
Yeah.
That I said according to her complaint,
Right.
Mr. Woodcock.
Okay,
That's
that's
what
fine.
happened. You're going to tell me your version of the events,
Right.
sir. So since you knew that this building was going to be sold, I assume that you had made arrangements with regard to showing your apartment, correct?
Yes, in the past it was done regularly.
Tell me
several
about
times.
the procedure.
The procedure was, it was multiple listings, and the realtor would telephone, send notice by mail, and speak with my husband in general, make arrangements for a specific day and time that was convenient for both of us, and we would make our home available for showing.
And during what period of time, Miss Intreri, did you show your apartment?
This was over a period of probably about 4 months.
And how many times did you actually make yourself available to show the apartment?
I know of at least 4 times that individuals came in and viewed the flat.
Now, when did this occur, this instance with Mr. Woodcock?
Well, on May 13th, I was home. I suffer from severe arthritis from an auto accident, and I was home convalescing. It was in the afternoon. I was home in my bedclothes, and the doorbell rang. Well, I wasn't expecting company. I live in the Haight-Ashbury district, and unless you're expecting someone, basically you don't answer your door. For that reason, we have a gate in the front of our building, as most
Mr.
people
Woodcock,
do.
you may want to listen to this, sir.
As most people do in the neighborhood. About 5-10 minutes later, the doorbell rang again, except it rang urgently. And so I got up, I went to my window. We live in a Victorian flat, so this is quite a distance from the back to the front. And I look out the window, I see no one I recognize, and I see...
How many people did you see?
I saw 2 people.
Okay.
and an old vehicle. And again, I did not answer because I don't know who this is. I'm home alone. Thereafter, I hear what appears to be someone dismantling my front door. And shaken, upset, I phone 911. And I speak with the 911 operator, tell her that it sounds like someone is breaking into my home. And she holds me on the line, and it gets to the point where it sounds like someone's kicking the door in. By this time, I am shaking like a leaf, trying to figure out, should I run? Should I try to defend myself? What exactly to do? Thereafter, the 911 operator informs me that it is safe to go downstairs. We have about 30 stairs, and because the police had arrived. When I get downstairs, again in my bedclothes, I find the police along with Mr. Woodcock, who I didn't know from Adam at the time, because my husband generally would show the house.
Okay, you didn't know him. The police were there.
And Mr. Woodcock asked me boldly, why didn't you open your door?
Right.
I ignore him because this is just ridiculous. I'm actually irate.
Describe your front door.
I have pictures, Your Honor.
Can I see it, please?
And this is what was broken into. First the gate, then the door, then the chain was kicked off.
No, that's not. No, wait a minute. Now,
And
stop.
that's
I've had enough of this. Wait a minute.
Hey,
No,
listen,
no. Wait a second, please. Hey.
Don't. Hey.
No,
Jay!
Okay, all right. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Your Honor, I wasn't even positive that they had completely entered until I found that piece of chain that was part of the, chain on the floor.
Okay. And that's what happened that day, correct?
That's what happened, except that it left me shaking, like a leaf, crying. I had to call my physician for medication to calm down. It went downhill after that into ulcers because he continued to harass myself and my family.
Okay. Now, my question to you is, had either you or your husband received notice in writing that someone was going to be showing your apartment on May 13th?
I'm glad you asked me that question. We received notice for the 14th.
Can I see it, please?
The following day.
Can I see it, please?
No one showed up on that day.
So to answer my question, madam, you received no notice that someone was going to be there the 13th. The notice that you received, which is dated May 12th, indicates that someone would be there on Wednesday, May 14th.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, Your Honor, I'd like to step in because we had an arrangement because it was kind of rough. I'm Mrs. Venturi's husband.
Okay.
We had an arrangement with the realty company because it kind of got off to a shaky start showing the property. And so we had an arrangement. They would call and they would let us know.
What you're telling me is not necessarily important to this right now.
In advance.
Sure. Shh.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Sure.
Your wife was very articulate. She explained that to me.
Okay.
She said they would call and write.
Okay.
Got to pay attention to your wife.
All right.
They're usually very smart, sir.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Mr. Trary.
And my husband
Mr.
knows.
Trary, I'm very smart. They don't keep me here because I'm gorgeous.
And I'm not saying it ruined you.
I'm very smart.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Intrieri is suing real estate agent Paul Woodcock for breaking into her home unannounced, leaving her frightened and in tears.
Now I'll hear you, Mr. Woodcock.
I didn't think it ever was going to come.
Sir, let me explain something to you. Have I been respectful to you?
Yes?
I will continue to be respectful to
Well-
you. You have to know where you are. Now, let's start over again. Like you just came in and like I don't know who you are. would you like Mr. Woodcock to tell me your version of the events?
Yes.
Good.
I have documentation for everything.
Just tell me.
Well, I had an appointment set for the date that we came out to the building.
Okay, let me stop you there. How did you set up that appointment, sir?
I had my secretary call over there, and then I also had it sent over by letter, by mail. And
Just a second.
Yes.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
see your letter by mail.
All right. Here. I had several. Yeah, these right here are fine. There's like 5 or 6 of them right in here. Oh, this is...
They had not called, and we did not
If
receive that letter.
if you shout out again, I'm going to put you outside. Do you understand? Is it? Well, let me explain something to you, sir. Let me stop you right there. There is a letter dated May 12th, which is clearly under your signature, and it indicates that the property would be inspected on May 14th. Okay, that is a letter dated May 12th. Now, there is a prior letter dated May the 6th, where you indicate that the property would be shown on Tuesday, May 13th. But the subsequent letter of May 12th indicates a day later, Wednesday, May 14th. Okay. And I have the original with your original signature, a copy of which is contained in your file. Okay, so what happened when you got there, sir?
Well, when I got there, the tenants downstairs allowed myself and the contractor and the appraiser and the lender in. And the thing is that what happened was I rang Mrs. Entreri's bell several times, knocked on the door several times, could not get in, and she didn't answer. And so after that happened, I called the attorney that was handling the estate for the seller, and I said to her, I says, I need to get into the building. I had this set up, and if you can really, got letters in there regarding this as well. So I had my associate with here, Mr. Gallen, and I used his cell phone to call, who then instructed me, because I had everyone out there. And it wasn't like it wasn't planned in advance.
It wasn't planned in advance?
I mean, it wasn't planned. You know.
Just a second, sir.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned with her.
Well,
Mr. Woodcock, it wasn't planned with her.
Well, I don't know how she cannot say that, but I mean, I had my secretary write the letter. I have the correspondence inside there.
Sir, it's right here. This is your secretary. This is your signature.
Right.
It said that you would be there on Wednesday,
Right.
May 14th. You arrived a day early.
No, well...
And Your Honor...
Shut!
Yeah, all right, forget about it.
No, Mr. Woodcock, you arrived a day early, sir.
Well, if I remember correctly, what had happened is I called the attorney. The attorney got a hold of Miss Entreri here, Miss Entreri, and to set the appointment. I'm just trying to recollect exactly what transpired in between.
You can't tell me what transpired between the attorney, sir, and the plaintiff, or between the attorney and yourself, because that's hearsay, Mr. Woodcock.
All right.
But what I'm telling you is that your last communication to the plaintiff, which was dated May the 12th, indicated that you would be there on the 14th, which is Wednesday, for an inspection. Now, you arrived on the 13th for an inspection, and so you told me you got there. The people downstairs allowed you to come in.
Right.
You went upstairs. You rang the bell.
No, I didn't go upstairs because I couldn't go upstairs. I rang the bell to go upstairs.
Yes.
And the thing is that when I could not get in, I used Mike's cell phone, called the attorney.
But not to call
No,
me.
Excuse me. I mean,
hey, listen. You have to be quiet.
Okay, but he could have called me.
Hey!
Okay.
He's speaking.
I mean,
it's his turn.
Yeah.
He can have it.
Miss Entreri, don't irritate me.
Okay.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
But it is a situation that you don't know how it's going to affect you until it happens.
Of course.
That's how I would have felt.
Of course.
prior
I understand
to it
that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Intrieri wants $5,000 from real estate agent Paul Woodcock for breaking into her home. He says he had an appointment.
You used a cell phone without telling me what the conversation was with this other person that you dealt with, because that's hearsay. What did you do after you got off the cell phone?
After I got off the cell phone, I called the locksmith.
And you had the locksmith come over to the house?
Correct.
And the locksmith did what?
Picked the locks.
Okay. How many locks did the locksmith pick?
2.
Okay.
I believe it was 2. The front gate. No, wait a minute. I think we're already inside. It was her locks are the ones that we started to pick. Or he started to pick, because I'm not a locksmith.
Mm-hmm. And then the police arrived?
Then the police arrived.
Okay. Now, how long had you been the real estate agent for this property?
Oh, I don't know. 45 days, I guess.
Okay. So, my question is, how many units are in this whole complex? 2 units. And in the 45 days that you were the realtor, did you at any time go out to inspect the plaintiff's apartment?
Yes.
On how many occasions?
I believe once I was actually able to get in.
And were you the first realtor that was attached to this property, or had there been one prior to you?
To my knowledge, no. I was the only one.
Excuse me, Your Honor, there actually were others because it was multiple listings initially.
Did you have an exclusive on this property? Yes. For how long?
90 days.
90 days starting when?
It's in the file. You have the file, Judge.
Can I see what you have?
This is another real estate company who was involved in the sale of the property, not Mason McDuffie, as Ms.
There was a prior realty company, sir, with regard to the same property. Okay, so that's the case. It's not a very difficult case.
Your Honor, if I may add.
About what?
About what happened to me after this incident, because I do feel that it's relevant.
You told me that you were stressed. You told me that you had ulcers. You told me that you had, you were sick.
I didn't mention I had insomnia. We went on vacation. I'm getting up all in the middle of the night wherever I went, checking the locks in the middle of the night.
Miss Intrieri.
And I never had ulcers before. I just
Miss Intrieri, I can't tell you without expert testimony, which I assume you do not have.
I do, from my physician.
I don't take letters from physicians.
It's his notes.
Did you hear what I just said? I do not take letters, notes from physicians unless I can actually examine them as to whether your ulcer was caused by this incident. Do you understand?
He specifically mentions the incident. And
okay, whether he specifically mentions the incident, you specifically mentioned the incident.
Okay, and he can be telephoned.
Listen to me, madam. I sometimes get off the bench and go to the phone and make a phone call. Not in this case. I understand exactly what happened. You were in your bedroom. You were not expecting these people, clearly based upon this. You had no reason to expect anyone there that day. You were frightened out of your wits for a while. It lasted a relatively short period of time until the police arrived, but during that 5 to 10 or 15 minutes that it was going on, you were scared to death. I understand that. Don't tell me that it clouded your entire life for the remainder of your entire life, because that's a lot of baloney. That's a lot of, because at the moment, once it was over, it's like, you know, being in a terrible accident, you know. You're frightened and it's terrible, but if you're a smart person and are not using it to milk a system, then you say, I'm going to put a period. I understand what it was. It was somebody who was doing the wrong thing. They were not trying to burglarize my home, right? He did the wrong thing. Miss Intrieri.
But it is a situation that you don't know how it's going to affect you until it happens.
Of course.
That's how I would have felt.
Of course. I understand that. Miss Intrieri.
And my husband
Miss Intrieri, I'm very smart. They don't keep me here because I'm gorgeous.
And I'm not saying it ruined
I'm very smart.
I'm not saying
I'm very smart. You can be as serious as you like. I understand. I understand.
But it was very traumatic, particularly when you have other injuries already.
I understand, madam, that it was very traumatic. For that 15 minutes, it was traumatic.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
he could stand there and he can shake his head, no, no, no. But truth of the matter is, whether his secretary screwed up in sending this letter and got her dates wrong, or whether the appointment was changed by him, I am not satisfied that you received adequate notice. And he had absolutely no right, even, quite frankly, if you had been notified and if you weren't there, you paid rent on the apartment, he has no right to break into your apartment. And if he's relying on some conversation that he had with a lawyer, let him go sue the lawyer, because he's going to pay you $3,000. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
36-year-old actress Trina Mortley is suing her sister, 37-year-old Tanya Ford, for forging a check and taking her possessions while Trina was in a psychiatric hospital.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Sir. Yeah, this is case number 459 on the calendar in the matter of Mortley versus Ford. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
All right, Miss Mortley, this is your sister? Yes. Who you claim in your papers stole certain property from you when you were psychiatrically hospitalized?
Yes.
How many times have you been psychiatrically hospitalized?
3 times total.
And when?
Once in 1980.
How old were you?
19. In 86, while going through a divorce, and then in July of 96.
And how long were you hospitalized in July of 96?
From July 18th to the 25th.
And do you know what your diagnosis, what your admitting diagnosis was on all 3 occasions?
The first 2 times I didn't know. I just know that I wasn't well. And but this last time, I was finally told what is called, the title of it. I have a depression-related disorder, and it's called bipolar.
And you take medication for that?
Yes.
What kind of medication do you take?
It's just a mood stabilizer. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
It was explained to me that through therapy that I have triggers that are called stress-related triggers. If I'm suffering from anxiety, my brain does not produce a certain chemical that combats the anxiety. Either your brain doesn't produce enough of it or it's not producing it at all when you're having mood swings, a severe amount of mood swings. And mine are stress-related.
And you have kids? You have 2 children?
Yes. I actually have 3.
Where is the third? Well, 2 of them are with your sister?
Yes.
Where's the 3rd child?
The 3rd is with his dad.
And how old is that child?
He's 2.
Okay. Now, how many sisters do you have?
This is the only sister I have.
Who are you?
The mother.
I knew that.
Thank you.
Your claim is that your sister took some of your property. I assume that that was in 1996.
Yes, when she took it, it was in 1996.
So tell me what property you believe she took from you in 1996, and tell me the circumstances.
Okay, when I was released from the hospital, I went to my sister's home because I knew I would no longer have an apartment. So I went straight to my sister's home. I resided there for 2 months. When I walked in the home, some of my furniture, I noticed some of my furniture was there. She didn't have any furniture. And my furniture was decorating her house, her living room and her dining room. And so I asked her at that time, I was going through one of my checkbooks that was in my purse, the immediate one, and I noticed a check that wasn't in my handwriting. And I asked her, well, what is this check? You know, did you make this check out? And she says, yes, I did. I actually made the check out so I could rent a U-Haul and remove the things from your apartment before the management got rid of it. I said, okay, and I left it at that.
So she rented the U-Haul, and how much was that check for?
It was approximately $100 and some odd dollars, I think $150. It was $150.
Okay. Now, what property do you think she still has of yours?
Honestly, I don't think she have it. I think her and her boyfriend pawned it.
What?
All of my electrical appliance. Computer, fax machine, printer, CD player, a voice-activated microphone, and then extensive damage to my furniture throughout the time that it was in her place.
So it's those things that you think your sister has, some of your electrical appliances.
Yeah.
And this check for $150 for the U-Haul.
Yes, and the damage to my furniture.
Ms. Ford?
Yes.
Let's deal with some, what I consider important issues first, because this issue is only money. Your papers indicate that you've been granted custody of your sister's children.
Yes.
When were you granted custody of your sister's children?
July 17th, the day that they went to my mother's care July 17th. My mother called me and told Children's Services.
July of 1996?
96. July 17, 96.
Have you had a hearing after that with regard to custody of the children?
Yes, I do, and I have the paperwork here.
Can I see the paperwork, please?
I also have the paperwork. It states in there that the daughter did not answer the door. I did, which is a lie.
You understand that right now, these two children are really in technical foster care.
Right.
And your sister is the foster parent.
Right.
Slash aunt of the children.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So you are receiving support for the children through the state.
Correct.
Including all of my child support. And I have a son that's my son is mild cerebral palsy. She gets all of his Social Security, so she's really capitalizing off of my children.
Miss Mortley, listen to me. I can tell that there's a certain anger in your voice. The family court really has to be very careful. They've ordered several things. They've ordered visitation for the children. They've ordered random drug testing. Right. So I assume that there is some history of substance abuse in your past, which, you know, you sound like a really intelligent gal. So, you know, if you suffer from a chemical imbalance, which causes mood swings, which causes you to go into these really vast depressions.
I made a drastic mistake, Your Honor. After the first 2 times I got sick and my doctors wouldn't listen to me when I tell them...
You started to use...
I was trying to self-medicate myself with marijuana for the sleeping and the eating disorder, which...
Whatever.
That's the beginning symptoms of my illness.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Miss Mortley, I don't want you to get any more upset. Listen to me.
I'm not upset.
And later today...
It was that when they came to us, it was either they were taken to the dog pound to be destroyed, or we were going to keep them.
Mom had told me that I had to take Sheba to the pound.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Trina Mortley says her sister, Tanya Ford, forged her check and took some of her possessions while Trina was in a psychiatric hospital.
Miss Mortley, listen to me. In the brief period of time that we have here, all I can tell you is it's very unfortunate that you have these 2 kids that have been bounced about. But right now, they're in one place. Do you visit with them?
She won't allow me in the home.
She's too irate. She gets irate, and I can't handle it. I have kids of my own.
Well, listen to me. The children have to see their mother.
Yeah, that's true, and I agree. And I made it neutral, and I made arrangements where I can even take them over to my mom. It can be neutral ground. There won't be no harassment. I don't want to create a scene in front of the kids.
Listen, I think that that's the most important issue that we're going to address today, because we're not going to be able to resolve the issue of your old computer or your CD. Do you have any of those items?
No. Honor, I don't have any of those items. Okay. And I thought I was being helpful by retrieving her stuff, because they had a notice on her door. Her stuff was going to be padlocked within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And if I knew this was going to be such a big issue, I would have just left it. Her apartment was broken into. Okay. The place was a wreck when we got there. Stuff was tossed. The apartment manager said she threw clothes, shoes, stuff out the window. It was holes in the wall, curtains, stuff. The place was just totally wrecked.
Well, your sister at that time,
I don't have any other things. She took her, matter of fact.
Your Honor, she's lying, Your Honor.
Okay, no, listen to me.
Yes, she is.
Listen to me.
You weren't even
The most
there.
important thing that you have to deal with, and I don't know whether we can deal with it today.
I have documentations to prove that she's lying, Your Honor.
Miss Mortley, the most important thing that you should be concentrating on right now, since you seem to be stable or stabilized, is maintaining contact with your children. But if because you are angry with your sister, which clearly you are, which hopefully You will not be maybe 6 months from now.
We've never had a sisterly relationship.
Okay.
Never.
So,
and
but
it
right
has
now
nothing to do with my illness,
But right
Your
now
Honor.
she's taking care of your children.
She's always taken advantage of me any way she can.
Ms. Mortley, listen to me very carefully, madam. I cannot make a determination whether in 1996 your sister took any of your property. My sense is, shh, no, you have to listen. My sense is that she did not. It seems to me the most important thing that the three of you can do now,
I'm never having a relationship with her, Your Honor. I can't believe how she's lying.
Listen to
and
me.
I had someone living with me who can testify the condition of my furniture, and I was allowed to visit her in her home, and my furniture was intact all the way until she banned me from her home in December of '97, and that's because her and her boyfriend have a serious gambling problem.
Oh, Lord.
My children...
Miss Mortley, I don't want you to get any more upset. Listen to me.
I'm not upset, Your Honor.
Okay.
I just was trying
I'm
to
getting
present my
upset.
case.
I'm getting upset.
I haven't had a chance to present any documents,
Listen
Your
to
Honor.
me. Miss Mortley, right now your sister has care and custody of your kids. It's important for you to try, and for your sister to try, and for your sister to try to reach, to put a period with regard to whatever has happened in the past, and to try to work towards having a normal relationship with her, because right now she is caring for your children. It's really important. It's probably the most important thing you're going to do. If you can't do that, I think everybody's going to suffer. You, your sister, your mother, and especially your two children. I'm dismissing your lawsuit. I'm dismissing your counterclaim. That's all.
Thank you. Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
Parties on Archambault versus Archambault. Step forward, please.
50-year-old claims administrator Jean Archambault is suing her brother-in-law, Jeff Archambault, 39, over a dog.
This is your brother,
Yes.
your brother-in-law.
That's correct.
Families fighting over a dog. I've read this complaint. Let me see if I understand it. You lived with your brother and his wife for a while. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, I did.
And when you were living there, you owned a dog.
Yes, I did.
What kind of a dog did you have?
Purebred chow.
They're cute. Fuzzy things.
Yes, he is.
And then you left your brother's house, and the dog was left there.
That's correct.
You say that he abandoned the dog.
I'm saying he gave us the dog.
Then he came back and picked it up.
That's correct.
So tell me, how long did you have this dog in your possession?
From June of 1996 till December of 97.
And you want to be compensated for the care that you gave the dog during that year-and-a-half period?
No.
Well, what do you want?
I want the dog returned. They told me I had to name a dollar figure when I filed.
That's correct.
On my thing, it just says I want the dog returned.
You understand that I can award you damages, but that I cannot order specific performance of this animal, the return of this animal. Why did you take the dog back, sir?
Well, in the year and a half that they had him by himself, he was chained to a tree the whole time. He was never allowed in the house. He was basically raised in the house.
How old was he?
He's 10 now.
And how long did you have him for, you yourself?
My mother gave him to me when he was 4 months old.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
There are only two brothers. You shouldn't let something like this interfere with that.
He causes it.
May cause it, but you're older. You're supposed to stop it.
Well, I just ignore him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jean Archambault is suing her brother-in-law, Jeff Archambault, over a dog.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 2 now. I have Bear and a little dachshund.
How many dogs do you have?
We have 2 also.
You have 2 other dogs?
2 other dogs.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Chows.
He had the dog for almost 10 years.
It was that when they came to us, it was either they were taken to the dog pound to be destroyed, or we were going to keep them. I begged them not to take them to the pound to be destroyed. They were good dogs. They're still good dogs.
Who was going to have them destroyed?
He said his mother and him were going to take them to the pound.
What do you mean take them?
Take Sheba and Bear. I have his mother's dog still with us and one of his cats that he left there.
Did you ever say that the dog was going to have to go to the pound, sir?
Not Bear.
Which one?
Sheba. Mom had told me that I had to take Sheba to the pound.
Why?
Because she couldn't take her to my sister's.
How much did you spend on this dog for the year that you had this dog?
We have receipts. We have something from the dog groomers where we take the dogs to the groomers. We have bought dog food, and he did come to us in the garage and say that he could either keep the dogs or they would be destroyed. And
do you think he's taking good care of the dog?
I have no doubt, truthfully, that he is.
What do you have pictures of?
I have pictures of the dogs.
I'd just like to see a picture of Bear.
We don't have a picture of Bear right there.
You have one?
We have pictures
Yes, I
of the
do,
dogs.
Judge. I have several pictures of Bear.
Pick your best one.
That's kind of hard. How about best two?
Okay. Did you two brothers get along before this incident?
Off and on. Off and on. We've had our words with each other. We're family, guaranteed.
Okay. I want you to do me a favor. Sit down for a second. What's your first name?
Dennis.
Dennis. Younger brother?
Yes.
How much younger?
11 years.
How many brothers are there altogether?
Just two of us.
Before this incident happened with the dog, were you talking to your brother?
Yes.
Reasonable relationship?
Yes.
Did this come between the two of you?
Yes.
I don't want to come in between you and your wife.
I understand.
He feels as if this is his dog. Now, he may not have done the right thing for a year and a half, but bottom line is you have two other chows.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And he had this one for 10 years. And it's not worth a family. It's not.
Well.
It's not worth a family. And maybe he didn't do the right thing all the time. I have a feeling that's probably true, that he probably didn't. But certainly, a 10-year-old dog isn't worth breaking up two brothers over. Would you say that that's true?
That's true.
And your first name is?
Jeff.
Jeff. You left this dog with them for a year and a half, right?
Yes, I did.
So it seems to me that you have to compensate your brother in dollars for taking care of your dog for that year and a half. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Good. Fair. Good. All right, well, we're getting someplace. So how much do you think it costs to feed this chow, to groom the chow for a year and a half, to take care of